because some stupid thing was going on. And now I got to go back and grab, I got to go into a goddamn dead dog dedication. Now I got to go over to YouTube and go to live and go to live stream on YouTube and get the new live stream on YouTube because, again, like, fucking, what the hell? What the hell? I don't even get it. But here we go. I will Control-C. Control-V. Boom. There's the live YouTube. There is the live YouTube. I don't even understand what the hell just happened. Saint Caesar, how's it going? Good to see you, Saint Caesar. I don't understand what happened. I set up live, I clicked live, and I spilled a tray of, well, let's just say my stuff. I spilled my stuff, and I was busy dealing with that, and then I looked up, and I started doing the thing, and I looked at the chats, and they weren't moving, and I looked at the multi-stream chat, and it wasn't moving, and I was like, okay, what the, and I looked, and it said start stream, and I've had different issues with getting Rumble to link and all of that stuff, right? A lot of it is user error. Most of it, honestly. But I've never ever clicked start stream, because once I click everything, it's just a big continue, like, click start stream. I clicked that button, started everything, and I was picking stuff up off the floor. I got done, and I'm going, I'm doing the whole song and dance, shuck and jive. And I come in, and I look down, and we haven't even started. I'm like, what the hell? And I had to redo the whole thing. It's weird. Normally, the only way something like that would happen is if it failed to start the stream, but then my computer would have done one of those blah-blah-boo, and then let you know that something's fucked up. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So now I had to do that. I had to restart the stream, but a lot of you already are moving over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. Let's get your YouTube chat popped out. We're on Kick, finally. The big news of the day, we are now on Kick. I have been procrastinating and just failing to get that started, and it bit me in the ass because, like, you know, and if you need this win, I guess that's you. Go ahead and, you know, claim it. But, like, the internet trolls won in the sense that they name stole my name, and to the point where I couldn't get it on Kick. I kept threatening to do Kick. See, we get bots from Kick. I get bots from Kick. Can I kick bots on Kick through the multi-chat? What happens if I can't? I'm gonna have to open up Kick and get that to start removing bots. Grow your stream, like you mean like from my dick? What do you mean grow my stream? That's a very open-ended promise. This is why you need to trademark the Game Over podcast. No, it isn't. That would accomplish nothing. Saint Caesar, I don't know if you know this. User handles don't check for trademark. And again, it wasn't the Game Over podcast. They trademarked Just Kidding LLC, or not even trademarked. They you can't trademark that. There's like 4 different ones. So yeah, good luck trademarking that. No, it's Just Kidding LLC was not available. And again, as a handle, as a name on Kick, your solution to nothing. Again, trademarking the Game Over podcast would prevent them from saying they're the Game Over podcast. Was fill some holes. Kick won't let me sign up. I actually found signing up with Kick to be remarkably easy. The difficult part was getting Kick and Streamlabs to connect, because it kept trying to make me start a new Streamlabs. 1 gallon of water consumed in a short amount of time will grow your stream. Okay, how about one of these? How does that do me? Mussolini Diff recognized the name there. Good to see you from I recognize you from Sunday's little thing. For those of you that joined us on Sunday, I'm going to say this. I have several critiques about Sunday, both while it was going on and afterwards. If it's going to be a regular thing, one, I want to get more of a regular group of characters or people, whichever they are, preferably characters. I want people that are, you know, exciting, interesting, but I want to get a regular group of people doing that WoW raid thing. not just like a core group and then whoever we find to fill. And then 2, it was a lot of fun with Bricks Gaming and Sulfur something. God, I keep forgetting their name. I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. It was a lot of fun, but I have to get a separate mic for Discord to do that then, because my Rodecaster going through Discord links my audio through Discord. So I have to find a way to separate I'm not a horrible person in theory. Oh, I didn't say you are. I said I was. You're taking that to yourself. Just contact Kick and explain someone just made a troll account and you actually use that exact name. Oh, let me get to that quick. You use that exact name as your business to support yourself in the platform. They can remove it. Yeah, they were all taken and none of them were channels. Like I couldn't find the channel that was doing that. I'm not really worried about it right now. It's Johnny_JK, which is the same as my Twitter. So what do you want from me? It's, it is what it is. We're going until 4:30. We have a fully funded show today, and we have a $15 goal for tomorrow with a dollar or two from YouTube hanging around. So we'll add all that up. That 10 from Lab Glass will go into there too as well. So thank you very much. If we have a hype train on Twitch, that'll be a thing. Here's what I do need to do. I do need to get like financial stuff straightened with Kick and then figure out how that works. Not that we're going to get any money off of Kick, especially anytime soon, but just in case. But yeah, so going forward with the WoW raid thing, I want to lock down like a solid 10 to 15 dudes or dudettes. Boobs not required. But he's saying it'll take I don't care. All right, it's a video game. I don't care what ugly mongoloid is operating the controls. I certainly know I'm no spring chicken. I want 10 to 15 solid good like there every week players and communicating. And I need to switch my mic, so I have to get a second mic so I can do Discord without using this and the Rodecaster as a microphone. Because otherwise I get video game linking in, and I don't mind if the Discord, in fact, I'd prefer it if the Discord chat plays in. But we were raiding, and I was pissed because I was throttling, like I was jockeying on off for my mute, so that way they wouldn't hear my game audio. I find that personally annoying. It pisses the shit out of me, so I decided like I wouldn't do that to other people. And even chicks with dicks is okay. I mean, honestly, like I said, Mussolini, if the stream snipe Charlie Kirk crack was me. Yeah, and I repeated that joke. I don't think I got it exactly right, but I repeated that joke today, and I will still say morbidly hilarious. Morbidly hilarious. A touch disrespectful, but, it's not going to unkill the guy if you didn't say it, so what do you want? Yeah. I very, very much want to get like a solid group of people doing that and set it up so we could talk, because they stopped talking during the playing, and I was doing it too. And I started kind of talking to the audience, which I wasn't really interacting with. It was this weird back and forth thing, and I really, really, really want, if we keep doing this streamers thing, I want them to understand if we're going to do a WoW raid and we're going to stream, not only should we talk about mechanics, not only should we do call-outs and stuff, we should also just have fun with it. We should just talk about different shit, either what's going on in the world, preferably not what's going on in the world, because that always goes to politics. But we should just talk about nonsensical shit and have a fucking good time. Make fun of ourselves and each other. Like, have a fucking fun time. Otherwise, I don't, like, I love raiding in WoW. I love raiding in World of Warcraft. I don't view it as a spectator sport. So if we're going to start, like, I was on screen on my stream. If we're going to start streaming it and being on screen, there we go. Johnny, do you want a Nova Scotia trench coat? I don't know what that is, Lab Glass. Thank you for the $10. I might re-up after the next expansion, says Mussolini Diff. I'm in it right now because of the next expansion. I'm in it right now because of the next expansion. I don't have any extra money right now. We're going to see how this ivermectin thing goes. We're going to test that little experiment, and depending on how that works out, and if I have to, like, keep reordering the ivermectin, because I'll say this, ivermectin, like, and yeah, people are like, you can get the animal paste, it's the same shit, like, right, we can do those things, but, and here's the hairy butt, because it's mine, you have to get that right in dosing it and stuff. So I just went with, you can order it online, Johnny. Like everyone's yelling at me. So I went and I ordered it off of Amazon. Expensive as fuck. But sometime this week or next week. We got about a week window starting this, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, to next Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, it's going to show up somewhere in that 7-day period. And as soon as it shows up, we're going to look at just the dosage and what it requires and play my clip, Ass Spelunker. I'll get there. And we'll do that. What are you, 6? All right, Fallen's clip. Go here. I guess it's a clip of me, so I probably shouldn't full screen it. Let's not full screen it. Boom. What is this? This is a 7-second clip. I'm very concerned for the accuracy of what this is if it's a 7-second clip. Oh, and I'm not on the screen. Let's fix that too. I forgot to do that. Kitty cam. Boom. I want to lock down like a solid 10 to 15 dudes or dudettes. Boobs not required. I want to see by itself, that sounds remarkably gay. Sounds remarkably gay. Magic 8 Ball saying Chrissy loves ivermectin. Let me guess the apple flavor. What the fuck is extra money? Is that like the Loch Ness monster? Oh, it means I'm not paying bills and this close to having to go to that GoFundMe money to like cover bills. Between the cat starting a new medication, me spending a bunch of money on ivermectin and other things. It's just Carlos Ramirez. That's a good clip. You know what? I'm glad you like it. I don't feel it's as good myself, like as in my opinion, but okay. No, I don't think so. But thank you. We're let's switch this off of Top Chat, you dumbass. All right, live. There we go. I have to do this thing and people might. I know a lot of people are like, Johnny, I didn't throw in the money, so you'd do a burn. You guys don't understand. No. This is motivation. The motivation for me to keep this thing going, because oh boy, like I said, fell asleep so hard, and now reality sucks. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We'll be going until what is it? Going until 4:30. A Nova Scotia trench coat is where a person is in a... Dear Lord. No. So, lab glass? Let me just say I don't ever want that to happen to me or anyone else. I will go as far as to say that I don't know, and then you finish it off making it worse. I don't want anyone to endure, as you would call it, a Nova Scotia trench coat. That sounds like something nobody should enjoy, ever, ever, ever. All right, so we're live on Kick. We're live on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch. We're kicking it on all. Kick it! We're doing it on all 4 channels. We're going till 4:30. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, both local and not local. Some of it is still Charlie Kirk. I can't believe how dominating Charlie Kirk related news is of the news cycle still to this day. Like, I get it. His funeral was Sunday. It's Monday, but it just keeps, the hits keep coming. And so we've got a few things to talk about. I don't think any of our stuff is specifically Charlie Kirk related, but there is like one thing that's kind of, thanks for coming to the raid. Hey, thanks for holding it, Bricks Gaming. Bricks Gaming and Sulfur. I always want to say Sulfur Sepulcher. Like, it's some sort of weird problem I have. I was actually watching my intro video. I was explaining Bricks Gaming if you were watching a moment ago. I would love to keep doing that regularly on like a monthly or even bi-monthly basis, but I would love to see us get a regular like whole group of people, all of us in the chat. And I feel like that raid was fun and doing it was fun, but I feel like if we're going to stream this shit, we got to start doing a lot more. And I'm saying myself included. I have to go out and get a secondary mic, so that way I don't have to use this because it goes through the Rodecaster. So that way we can record everything and I can still talk. And we should have a lot more like ball busting and fun. I didn't know the temperature of the room, so I didn't pull any of like the the swap blaster stuff to get people killed. We should start doing a lot of that. I will never think of Trenchcoat the same way. Right, MSO? Trenchcoat has been ruined forever by Lab Glass. Thank you. Every 2 weeks is my goal. Well, I'm going to mention it to my guild. I'm going to also, I've been working on gearing up. I've been torn. I could, like, my Hunter and my Demon Hunter, but oh boy, do I like playing Hunter right now, but I love playing Demon Hunter. The Metamorphosis changes where you stay fucking transformed as a demon the whole time. Oh boy, is that fun. So I'm gonna boost up my Demon Hunter, and then I'm probably gonna go Paladin raiding with the guild and Demon Hunter raiding like on this thing, because that's a little bit more diversity. But yeah, I want to try and get a solid group of people, and if we're gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna keep updating that intro video with clips from the like previous runs, and I'm gonna get a mic that like can USB or something that I can have for Discord when we do that. Anything to avoid talking about a certain list, am I right? What list? Certain list? I have no idea what we're talking about there. So I guess no, because I'm not avoiding talking about a certain list. I don't know there's a list. There's a list? Dear Lord, Lab Glass, you're cutting hard. He was a big deal to a lot of people. Not quite Joe Rogan numbers, but top 10, no doubt. Oh, yeah, no, and we said this morning, Rusty. It's not just, like I said, it's not just that he had a following and he was a big deal to a lot of people. Another, in my opinion, big part of it is the fact that the event itself, if you were one of what I would consider as a decreasing group of people that doesn't live on the internet and doesn't follow the conservative sphere or the liberal sphere and doesn't do those things, if you don't do those things and you just see his final moments, it's shocking, because it's a person in a calm, relaxed state, not giving any sort of like uber emotional speech or impassioned plea, just having a conversation. It's like seeing someone get shot while sitting at a dinner table. It's kind of if it doesn't jar you a little, I'm a little worried about you, kind of deal. And then to find out that, you know, that was obviously his final moments in public, and his children were there and all of the other stuff, I'm not surprised at all to the number of people that maybe have nothing for or against Charlie Kirk, but were part of this. Don't touch that box. Don't touch what box? Epstein. Oh, Epstein. Oh, me. Some reason, like, I'm on a list. Like, no, I'm not. Like, oh my God, the Epstein list. You're absolutely right. In fact, you're so right. I proved it by not knowing what you meant when you referenced it. I should have thought of that immediately, and I didn't. You're absolutely right, Mussolini. I still haven't listened to a single thing Kirk has ever said, and probably never will. I've heard, and here's the thing. I've seen internet shorts and clips, and I've heard haters of Charlie Kirk say things like he's racist, he's anti-trans, he's anti-LGBTQ. And then I hear supporters of him go, oh, he's just a good person who loved to debate. He was a Christian. He's a Christian conservative. And he loved to have discord and talk, like, to work things out. And it's like, okay. Well, firstly, on the anti-Martin Luther King stuff, I feel like Martin Luther King is another one of those where you're sainting somebody who maybe wasn't the greatest person all over the place. Like, they were great on the idea of racial equality, and they had a lot of really great moments early on, but things maybe didn't go so great at the end there. I have to hear what he said to know that what he said was racist. Because if you think, like, there's things about Martin Luther King that I could understand a deeply Christian person not liking, just literally the whole he slipped around kind of thing. Like, But again, discourse. It was the shooter that liked Discord. Oh, I'm sorry. Discourse. You're right, Jelly for the Smelly. I misspoke. But yeah. So I just I just completely lost my train of thought with that. I'm having a weird day. But yeah, I don't blame a lot of people for just being like, you know what, as a person with Christian values, I'm going to go, mourn this person's loss. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the anti-trans stuff. I'm tired of people acting like if you're a deeply religious person that somehow not being okay with trans. Like, I had this thought. We're supposed to be accepting of everybody's, like, way of thinking, right? We're supposed to be tolerant. That's the word. Tolerate other people's ways of thinking. You're supposed to be tolerant of homosexuals and tolerant of LGBTQ people. It's like, right. But as someone who believes that those lives are wrong, shouldn't we all be tolerant of that person's way to think too? No. Now, if you're taking your beliefs and imposing them on people who don't share them, that's a problem. But the idea that we have to accept your beliefs, because the other way around would be like, oh, well, the LGBTQ people have to impose their way of living and believing on you. No, they don't. I can live believing I'm a straight person into straight monogamous relationships, which apparently makes me the odd man out. I've been finding out more and more from even my closest friends. But right, like you can be Johnny. Wait, what? Good afternoon, everyone. Here's an interesting one. And now we've got my name too, huh? It was created 4 months ago. This is an interesting thing. So I don't know that I want to leave someone in there using my show name as their name and talking. It just seems like a weird thing. We're gonna treat it with curiosity, but I wanna just confirm something quick. I wish it would say. Oh dear, yeah, no, never mind. I totally know who pulled that off. That's a limited group of people. We don't need to worry about that. I have zero tolerances towards Marxists, says Mussolini. Anti-trans, what have trains done to you, sir? No. Trans, not trains. Clean out your ears, sir. Whoa, coherence. It's okay, Johnny. I'm sitting watching you and a baby monitor to make sure my son doesn't stop breathing. Try not to be too distracting. I'm sorry. You have to watch the baby monitor. Is your son gonna just start forgetting to breathe? It was an M King joke. I think he means effing joke. Yeah, I get it. It's really easy to pick the parts that fit your agenda, but as long as you talk about the good and bad about an individual, you can discover who you personally want to be. And certain individuals don't want to have a conversation about context. It's like if I say I hate green, then everyone thinks I hate nature, and sadly, that is what they do. Put a spin on it. St. Aaron, you are right. That is a lot of what they do, but like I said, it just, again, I feel like if you're tolerant of, or if we're teaching people or saying that we should be tolerant of multiple ways of thinking, some of those tolerances mean tolerating people who think what you do or what you believe is wrong. The same way you then are allowed to think what they do or what they believe is wrong. That's mutual tolerance. All right. So yeah, we're Bricks gave yeah, I've had so much death in my family that I don't meet a person. I don't care. Well, that's a little aggressive. I still haven't listened to a single I've seen more Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey for one. Yeah, dude, somebody tried to get me to watch that movie. I am happy that I still have not seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now people are going after St. Aaron for his green. Green is not a creative color. That's mean, man. You can be creative with green. Everything's so green. Stop them if they start selling exotic meats. Pretty much, yeah. Well, no, like I was looking at. I think I know who's pulling that bit, and that's fine. Actually, he is struggling to breathe. So yeah, he might forget. Oh, dear Lord. Well, I hope your son is okay, and feel free to mute and or not watch the show and focus on your child. I feel like that might be the more important goal, firstly. Secondly, if you are going to mute and go focus on your child, give us the old thumbs up, maybe share the thing on your social medias to try and grow the show if you could. I would appreciate that. That'd be great. St. Aaron Green is nothing more than the bastard child of blue and yellow. Well, how do you know that they didn't have that child in Chromalock or Color Lock or whatever it's called? I don't know. I hate dreidels and yarmulkes, but no specific group. Mussolini diff. Why? Actually, yep, we already covered that. No, I don't hate dreidels or yarmulkes. I strongly dislike the country of Israel and what it has done to the Palestinians in Gaza. But you have to literally say it with that many quantifiers because otherwise you're automatically an anti-Semite, which is weird. So we do have a couple of things to talk about. A lot of it is, I'm guessing, Charlie Kirk adjacent. So the first hour is loaded with stuff. We have 3 hours left in the program. I still have to do that Lab Glass 10 because I haven't started because it's green. First time chat from somebody else. Is this only on Twitch? No, we do 4. If you can see in the chat there, we got 4 platforms going. A lot of people just kind of listen along. We vary. Rumble and YouTube are kind of the big viewer platforms at the moment. We literally just started doing this on Kick as well. So it goes on a bunch, and we just kind of talk about different stuff. Welcome to the show, 2112 Lombardo. Something about the 2112, like it just looks nice. It's comforting, like the mirrored number. Strange. Anyways, let's go to our first thing that we have. What was the first thing we were going to do? I wasn't going to start with this one. We're going to start with this one. So I said, and I still believe, I believe that Kimmel should be fired because he was literally talking about the assassin of the Charlie Kirk thing as it was happening, and he was misrepresenting facts, and he didn't have that part redacted or retracted from the show. They still aired it. He doesn't back down from it. He stands by it. I'm like, all right, fine. If you want to go like, ooh, I made an oops-a-doodle, like, okay, we'll talk about like a fine. A lot of people are like, oh, it's First Amendment, and that's the scary part of it. People are upset about a guy losing his job for exercising his freedom of speech, but these same people that'll sign these letters don't give 2 shits about a guy who lost his life for exercising his freedom of speech. And it's the disconnect that's disingenuous, and it upsets me. So, fun fact, Kick, I uses Twitch software to stream. Or does he mean Kick uses Twitch's software to stream? I don't know. Either way, I was just glad that it's another one I can tie in effortlessly and throw it in there. And now it's in the chats. The chats are on the screen. So I'm hearing now that he got removed because Bob Iger told him to apologize and Kimmel refused. Well, there's several rumors. One, it's that the government put pressure on, and the government didn't actually put pressure on it, but they did threaten publicly. You threatened him, and you did so in public. Or no, you embarrassed him, and you did so in public. But yeah, so they publicly said, like, hey, we're going to have to talk about ABC's FCC license after this whole event. 2, it's the fact that, and Sinclair is a largely conservative person, but the Sinclair syndicate stations immediately backed out on Kimmel the minute that shit hit the fan before the FCC stuff even showed up. 3, that might be a thing. Bob Iger and Disney going, hey, look, the boat's leaking bad enough as it is. We got this Kathleen Kennedy buttwort that won't get out of here. Keeps throwing Star Wars, which we thought was just a license to print money, just right down the fucking shithole. Kick Noise Twitch's servers to use Kick as they are identical. Okay, I'll trust your word on that. So,
nothing beats a jet to lizard.
This is why no matter how small the Twitch audience gets, I love this shit. And if Kick and Twitch are the same thing, using the same, can I get these on Kick too? I'll tell you right now, people having fun with the stickers at my expense on Twitch has always been a personal joy of mine and the audience. I would love to spread that. I do honor requests for stickers and sound drops if you throw in on YouTube or Rumble. And like I said, I don't know how far we have to go before we take the money on Kick, but I don't think we have enough people there to justify that. Oh, fuck off is jet to a bit now. Yeah. Yeah, it is, St. Caesar. It's a sticker bit. Gavin McInnes' take in the Kimmel drama was good. The clip is like 15 minutes, though. It's a good watch. Well, if I have a lot of time to go through a clip, then we could possibly go through that. I don't really deny my anti-Semitism. I will never apologize, says Rusty Grammar. They aren't all bad. Fair, but the ones that stick up for the bad ones, they are there for guilty by association. Here's I want to It's really hard for me at the moment, Lab Glass, but thank you for that. Holy shit, we're close to a hype train, and I still haven't done the Lab Glass's 10 support. So thank you for the 10. It's because of stuff like that our Twitch goal and our Rumble goal kicks, or Rumble payments kicked the goal for tomorrow that was at like $35. They kicked it down to 15. So we made a solid $20 off of those from last Friday.
Look at all the wieners.
Along with everything else that we made that got the goal to where it is. So that stuff will, again, kick that down. We have a $15 goal for tomorrow, so we make $15 today, and anything over that 15 kicks it forward again further down the week. 1 week, like, without our girl, and I'm gonna get a little sappy in a moment about that, and then we'll get to this this other fucking fun thing. Anyways, green is the worst color, says Brazzers. People are still on the green thing. Kimmel had no problem shitting on Tucker in 2023. Right. Kimmel had no problem shitting on Tucker, and they don't support the like freedom of speech the way they demand it support them. But overall, again, for me, it's the refusal to apologize part. Like, no offense, you said stuff that was patently false. Retract that shits. So yes, we've got 2.5 minutes. One more sub or 100-bit donation in any way, shape, or form over on Twitch, and we will kick off a hype train, and everything that's gone on in like the past 5-6 minutes will kick in too. So that'll be great. Balls Deep with $2. I used to hate GAs. I still do. But I used to too. So I feel like you don't need to use the used to. It sounds like you're pretty much bigoted. Like, is it indiscriminate? Like any of them? Like, just you find out. Like, I love plenty of people who have a Jewish ethnicity and heritage. Case in point, Jon Stewart. I think Jon Stewart's very funny, very entertaining. So I wouldn't blanket statement it, but I will say I strongly disagree with the actions of Israel and the Israeli state. I don't view every Jewish person as a member of Israel or every Jewish person as a member of the Israeli state, but I will say supporters of that country and state. I guess I disagree with you. Just the nosy ones love the rest. I think he's kidding. That sounds ridiculous to take as a way. My only concern is the Opus Dei evil cult in the Catholic Church. Opus Dei, excuse me. Evil cult in the Catholic Church taking over Turning Point. Vance, Barrett, Peter Thiel, and many more are in Opus Dei. Opus Dei wants Vance president, Erica Kirk as VP. I'm going to tell you right now, Erica Kirk VP could get Why are you having a bear shit on me? We have 45 seconds to launch a hype train. Lab Glass has been having fun with those stickers. We might be taking a break on that. I'm going to salute Lab Glass's support right now real quick here. They're getting very poignant. They're getting very pointed in the chat. It's the official Brazzers YouTube channel name in the chat. Is that the official? No. What? I have no what.
Look at all the wieners.
I think there was a joke there, but I'm missing it. So thank you. Here we go. Mussolini, they are all nosy. It's the dominant trait. Have you seen their faces? It's like 95%. Look, all I'm saying is, just because you've got a nose doesn't mean you're not chosen. All right, hold on. There we go. There's our support for Lab Glass. Boomer Bob Show. Freedom of speech only matters to them when it's their speech. Well, that's kind of the point that I was making before about the tolerance of belief. Like, we're supposed to be tolerant of other people's beliefs. We're supposed to be tolerant of other people having their own belief system, but we don't need to be tolerant of the people who believe what we're doing is wrong. I feel like that's not tolerant. That's a weird way of self-affirming. Brazzers, we heard that Mr. Crutches is packing a third leg. Yeah, I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess Brazzers was the account that was formerly Johnny K a minute ago, because Johnny K was in here and then that changed. So I don't know. I don't think Brazzers is Jehovah's think the chosen they are the chosen ones. They are both wrong. What do you Jehovah's Witnesses? See, again, this is that whole, like, I don't know, man. So you've got all these people on this planet, right? All these people, but the ones in this one group are the chosen ones. So that means no matter what, like, the people in the one group are pieces of shit if they're not in the group, but if they're pieces of shit in the group, it's okay because they're chosen. The whole chosen thing, I don't understand the chosen thing. All right, let's pop over to this quick. We're going to grab this story. So in kind of an ironic, like, because we're on this beat. So again, Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. Somebody opens fire. We make jokes about how it's the guys on the right and they are trying so hard to paint Charlie Kirk's assassin as a left-wing piece of shit. And then we get this, like, no offense, people were shooting Charlie Kirk over what he was saying. We've got people again shooting up stations because they pulled Jimmy Kimmel.
ABC 10.
All right, I wouldn't say we've got people, but this guy chose to shoot up an ABC 10 station because they pulled Jimmy Kimmel.
Building was targeted in a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. 3 bullet holes were seen in the window of the building's lobby. No one was hurt, but people were inside of that building. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Cecil Hannibal. We know that Sacramento police arrested the suspect this morning. KCRA3's Denson Cortez is live in the newsroom tonight. Denson, what have you learned?
Yeah, Cecil, Sacramento police arresting 64-year-old Anibal Hernandez Santana, who was released on a $200,000 bail earlier today. And authorities finding that.
All right, wait a minute. All right, so yeah, we've got that. I'm leading, unban ever verification not now T-Sox. Tired of streaming to 0. I couldn't figure out who that name was, and I didn't realize. It's another one of those, like, hey, you could do better. I love that right now all we have on Kick are bots. I'll be happy but a little disappointed when Kick stops airing bots. And that clip ended a little bit too. So it was Germo's brother. Wait, what? I don't know what who's Germo's brother, Mr. Q? Was there I'm losing the chat. The Chosen was supposed to spread the word of God to be his disciples here on earth. They lost their way, so Jesus was sent down to bring the people on the right path. But corruption was bass, and well, you know what happened to Jesus. So the corruption was a fish, St. Aaron? So like they had corrupt fish. Good to see you, Mr. Q. The far left is composed of very peaceful people, just as long as you do exactly what they want. A shot. Oh, Brazzers. It's a little early, but funny. Funny, but a little early. I gotta say, man, you do realize, like, I get it. Dude's dead. We're making jokes. We're having fun, but I don't know. Just, it's a little early. It's a little early, man. You were the chosen one. You was supposed to bring balance. Oh, you're the chosen one. You're supposed to bring balance to the force, not leave it in darkness. Didn't work. Did not work. Freedom of speech only matters when it's their speech. That makes canceling Hulu/Disney look like a booger. I don't understand. My chosen one is AMD, unless Intel or NVIDIA improves. Dude, I have an AMD chipset in the PC, but I am using it I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, I'm using an NVIDIA GeForce RTX. Like, what do we have better than NVIDIA when it comes to, like, is there I think like Razer or something? I don't know. I like my NVIDIA. So does NVIDIA do like processors? I thought they just did like video processors. I think Brazzers is Jeffrey Epstein. He hasn't been around in a bit. Yeah, whatevs. You know what it is? You know what it is? I don't care. Yeah, we don't have any more on this, apparently, that's worth pulling up and talking. So let's just read it. The suspect of the accused shooting of the lobby of the ABC affiliate in Sacramento has been released from jail after posting bond. So wait a minute. Sacramento, California. Glad you guys have all those gun laws. Really cuts down on the violence. I guarantee you this left-wing nutbag owned this weapon legally. And again, like, you want to sit there and go, it's wrong to fire Jimmy Kimmel for spreading misinformation about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Where's our First Amendment rights? It's like, yeah, but none of these people, Jimmy Kimmel included, are denouncing or publicly shaming the act of political violence. No. And he got the part wrong. He didn't want to apologize. Like, hey, I got that wrong. It was an emotional moment. That doesn't help. Any of that. Again, we're so upset about his loss of the ability to speak for a job that we give no shit about a person's loss of the ability to speak for the rest of their life because they were murdered. It's just hypocrisy. I've been investing I was about to say heavenly, and that is not true. I've been investing heavenly, and now I just did it again, heavily in Chinese food. What do you mean investing heavily in Chinese food? You're running a pet shelter, or you got a lot of boxes of ramen? If I donate to animal shelters, will that help someone who is investing in Chinese food? See, that's what I'm asking too, Mussolini. If it's a little bit of a disconnect. Bought a used HP Z2 Mini G5 workstation. RAM is running at 2933 megahertz, but should be 3200. Now way to enable XMP in BIOS. So guess it's just what it is, says Fanatical Bucks fan. Returns have been shit. I mean, if nothing else, it's you get a return and then 30 minutes later you're hungry for another one. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. You know, we're trying to keep it light. We've got a couple other shooting incidences aside from the man in Sacramento, who 64-year-old Anibal Hernandez Santana, a lawyer and former legislative director for the California Federations of Teachers. You couldn't get this to be a better story. This seems like a setup. Was arrested for shooting through the window of an ABC 10 in Sacramento. So somebody who formerly worked with the California Federation of Teachers thought that because a person was taken off the air for a variety of reasons up to and including, you know, fuck it, we'll just give you your dark days scenario. Because someone was taken off the air for upsetting the government with things that he said, you decided it was okay to take actions into your own hands and fire bullets willy-nilly into an ABC station. So if anyone had gotten hurt, you would be 110% guaranteed they had absolutely nothing to do with what's happening right now. Great. The side that doesn't know what freedom of speech is complaining about it. That deserves a Jesse Lee Peterson. That's amazing. I don't know if I can do a good Jesse Lee Peterson. That's amazing. That's amazing. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can. See, I can do beta, but that's a little low-hanging Jesse Lee fruit. I didn't mean that to sound the way that it just came out. That's bad. This is why I need her back. I need Digger back. I have not had my Canuck in my life for pretty much since last Thursday. Like, we've talked here and there, but nothing like usual. And it's reaffirmed my belief that I need to fucking figure some shit out, and hopefully this ivermectin will open up a few avenues for me, and I will be able to figure some shit out. Because, dear Lord, I really need that lady to show up. What the heck why is that red? What does that mean? This document has been modified. Oh, that's all that means. That means the same thing this means. And now, there we go. And now it's not. Oh, so that's just a little warning thing about. Nice. I wonder what it would sound like in Somalian. What would sound like in Somalian? Johnny needs digger loving 24/7. No, I need my girl here to help bounce stuff off of. It helps make the shows easier, and I don't say things that sound as bad that way. She does all of that, and I don't have to. It's really actually, here's what it is. It's super convenient for me because she's the one who makes all the slip ups and that like of the tongue, and that it goes better. If a person fires off shots in a random direction, I suggest being in law enforcement so you can get promoted. It's a weird suggestion. And that's like, you don't just get to be in law enforcement. It's not like you go in, you're like, I'd like to be law enforcement, and they make it a thing. There's like schooling, and at least there should be, right? Like, they have to have like, you can't just be like, hey, I want to be a cop. Like, I feel like we have to have, like, you got to have rules, right? All right, so let's get to something local quick. This is another rip and read, and then we have a news story. It kind of going to do all of our shooting incidents, gun stuff up front, just so we're aware. And I got to go over to the fan funding thing and get the YouTube numbers up on my sheet before I forget. All right, there we go. Boop, boop, and boop. All right, so back to live. And here we go. All right, so yes, or boys take ivermectin to stay rock hard on set. What? I don't, that's never been a prescribed benefit of ivermectin. Certainly not a reason why I'd be taking it. Now I'm going to have two problems. Especially if it doesn't fix the legs, then I'm up to 3. Okay, what are the other 2? Shut up! Anyhow, we have a couple of stories. We had the gunman at the ABC 10 station. We've got a gunman yelling Free Palestine at a New Hampshire country club, and we'll cover that as well. But before we get to that, this one's a little local and close to home. This is from Sunday. The Herb. Now, for people who don't know, Herb Brooks National Hockey Center is a pretty well-known hockey center in Minnesota. It is the home of the St. Cloud Huskies. It is a I guess a staple of St. Cloud, if you will. The National Hockey Center was hit by gunfire Sunday afternoon. Officers were called just after 2 p.m. to report shots fired in the area of 6th Avenue and 13th Street South. Investigators say approximately 5 shots were fired. While trying to determine the direction from where the bullets came, they noticed a second-floor window at the Herb was pierced by gunfire. No one was in the vicinity when it happened, and police say no one was injured. It also does not appear that the building was the primary target. According to a press release, police believe it's a random incident. So somebody just decided, I can't believe I'm saying this, because I grabbed that story, just kind of pad the first hour. Thank God it's not Charlie Kirk related. I was so worried that there was going to be some sort of, while having a Charlie Kirk memorial, like, that's where I, like, if you, I hate to emphasize, if you're, let's say if you're okay or more with what happened to Charlie Kirk, I feel like you just take your little victory lap if you want to in private. But the idea that you'd go for more violence, like, you do realize there's already a temperature in the room and you want to just turn it up. So thank God that shit is completely unaffiliated. I was terrified we were going to get to that. Terrified. But we do have a couple other stories to go. We'll get our last gunman story out of the way, and then we can we can cover a few other things. There's a slap shot joke here somewhere. Well, a lot of shots were fired, but none of them were on net. So that's what it is. If that is an ivermectin side effect, it will give you something to lean on. Certainly make my morning gigs easier. I have I've been taking new medications and changed my routine, so I am very happy with how much energy I can get going in the morning. But the freaking like emotional and physical fatigue that doing this stuff does to me, it's so bad. Like after this show, after Aaron's show, I'll get done doing this. I'll sit down on my futon, and like when I'm hanging out with my daughter, I'm falling asleep. I got done with Aaron. I talked to my girl for a little bit, and then she hung up with me. I passed the fuck out. After this program, I'm going to make a bucket of popcorn because that's the only thing. The smell of food keeps me awake. Like I was smelling waffles all weekend because I made waffles. And so like that kept me going for a lot of stuff. Get in the action. Yeah, the stream stickers are live. He is alive. Divorce is almost through. I don't know what we're talking about. Herb Brooks was attacked. It had to be the USR revenge. No. Herb Brooks arena. Lab glass pooping. Well, I don't know why you had to tell us. Bucks, what happened to Patrick? Haven't seen him live in quite a while. I don't know. I'm sitting outside of it right now. What the fuck, says Rusty Grammar. Oh, outside the Herb Brooks arena? Yeah, the second floor had bullet holes. They don't know what happened to it. Wish you'd go back to streaming. I seriously missed your show. Well, I don't know who you're talking about, but maybe he'll go live soon. Because, I mean, I don't, like, if it's, there's multiple people that could be named Patrick, and so if you mean Melton, good luck to you. If you don't, whatever, good luck to you. We're caught up with those. Okay, so we'll get to this last one. A gunman yelling "Free Palestine" opened fire at a New Hampshire country club, and we'll just let the news. Dear Lord, this was a short clip. One person was killed in the shooting at Sky Meadow Country Club in Nassau, New Hampshire. Well, this is a 9-second clip. How much news can we get from this?
That they knew who.
Didn't hear anything. He just came out and said.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said was the children are safe and free Palestine.
Okay. Now we're saying like earlier. I thought someone said he was stopped by a chair. Alrighty. Sorry to interrupt your weekend with yet another terrorist attack by a left-wing activist. Right. 23-year-old Hunter Nadeo was arrested on scene for shooting multiple victims at the Sky Meadow Country Club in Nassau, New Hampshire, Saturday night. A 59-year-old man named Robert DeCesar was passed away in front of his family, I guess. That's the easiest way to read that. At least 2 others were injured. Tom Barlston of Preprel, Massachusetts, is the witness in the video. He was at his nephew's wedding in a private room. So you're at a golf club, country club thing when there's way to really get people on your side, asshole. Another witness, Mike Homewood, described the gunman's odd appearance. It was really strange. The one thing I could say is when he was walking across the dance floor, I could tell he was the guy because he wasn't dressed up for a wedding. He wasn't dressed up to go to dinner. And for lack of a better definition, he just looked like a weirdo.
Just pay that tab.
All right, we have another witness on this. Let's go to him. You know, I'm just gonna say it right now before I press play on this. I'm sick of all of this white male right wing. Remember how those were supposed to be the gunmen, the guys going postal? I remember that. I was one of the people espousing that message. I'm pissed that I'm wrong. Younger me was completely wrong. Bo Sifa saying hashtag Free Cthulhu. I care about him more. Brazzers saying, you know what else was a short clip? April Rain with Scott Townswell, 2024 nominee of the AVN Awards.
Just paid that tab, getting ready to leave, and I heard pop. And there's a big wedding going on. I thought it was a balloon. Then all of a sudden, pop, pop, and I saw the guy with the gun. I got up immediately, hit him in the head with a chair. Another guy tackled him. He's got a pretty good cut on his head. And when I hit...
Sorry. I don't know who this man is. Obviously, they have him blacked out. This is my clip of the day for the internet. God damn, I love this.
I got up immediately, hit him in the head with a chair.
He went at him WWE style. We don't do that in the Royal Rumble wedding, motherfucker. Wha-bam! Oh, man, nice. I got up immediately and hit him in the head with a chair. So many parallels. Right? All right, there you go. I miss his recipe segments. Patrick Welsh. Okay, I don't know who Patrick Welsh is. He needs to find a place of his own. Hard when they use an algorithm to check your background and not understand the circumstances. Yeah, that can make your life difficult. If you truly believe those colors don't run, put your money where your mouth is and wash that shirt with white socks on high. Reformed Rapscallion, challenge accepted, met, and passed. Have already done that. And mostly, I love this shirt because the irony of a crippled person wearing it. I do understand the confusion. It does make me seem uber patriotic, which is why I think I have to make my own "These Colors Don't Run" shirt, like my own Johnny-krutches handicap logo. "These Colors Don't Run" shirt. And for mine, it'll be "These Colors Don't Run, nor do I." So, just to help people if they can't see the joke already, just to help pop it that extra mile. You always got to aim low for the tards. That's something I learned after discovering I'm part tard.
Another guy tackled him. He's got a pretty good cut on his head. And when I hit him in the head with a chair, he dropped his gun and ran. The wedding was in a different room. It was in a completely different room than where we were. We were in a dining room, the restaurant. And so once it happened, people from the wedding started coming out and saying, what happened? And
I started celebrating. I got him with a chair. I got him right in the face with a fucking chair. He brought a gun to a chair fight, and he fucking lost. He went down. My daughter-in-law and granddaughter escaped. They saw my son go down. Oh, dear Lord. I'm reading that, and I shouldn't be. So, yeah, we've had a variety of people going out after just different shit. Like, I don't know. Why are people popping off? And this guy, Free Palestine, no offense, it's too late. And I'm saying this as someone who strongly detests what Israel's doing. It's too late to free Palestine. There's nothing of it left. They're already salivating, smiling, and laughing at the thought of the real estate boom. They're making jokes about calling President Donald Trump to talk to him about the real estate boom. They're all but cutting up the land, and, well, let's face it, it's just going to become Greater Israel. They've been starving out, bombing out, and murdering the Palestinians for the past couple of years. The world itself isn't doing anything about it. In fact, two countries are going to publicly denounce it, France and I think Canada. And I have an article today about what Israel's retaliation might be. It's like, retaliating for what? They're calling you a piece of for the things you're doing. What do you mean retaliating? The shooter was thrown out of the room and both feet hit the floor. These colors don't run. They just get hit by a sniper. Wow, dude, that's really, that's a bit rough. Wearing patriotic colors means the person is a racist, and the people who believe that are mentally ill. Again, I keep pointing out, yes, they are patriotic colors. It's a patriotic shirt. I have two of them. I have another one somewhere that says the same thing, and I think it's like gray. I haven't seen that one in a while. But anyhow, the whole "these colors don't run" thing, for explaining this to people who just, I guess, miss it, it's because I'm always in a seated position I don't walk without the assistance of a device. So at any point in time, the statement on this shirt, red, white, and blue eagle aside, completely accurate. I don't run. I'm white. That's the color. Okay, then they don't run. It's settled. I had no dog in this fight. I just like facts. Thank you very much, Reformed Rapscallion. Yes. I mean, I will give you this. I haven't tried to bleach the shirt. And I would say then if I did, the shirt color might run, but I don't know that the logo colors would. And which colors are we worried about running? The colors on the bird or the logo and stuff, or the colors on the shirt? So too many rules. Here's what I'm going to say. It was just meant to be funny. Say it louder for the tard boys in the back. Oh, you're retarded. Was that better? Was that louder? I don't know. Johnny doesn't run like Johnny doesn't vote. See, St. Caesar gets it. All righty. We're going till 4:30, so we have 2.5 hours left. I've got a couple of stories. We've got some lighter-hearted stuff. One last thing. We were talking about the Jimmy Kimmel stuff with the shooter and everything else. So this is a
The only thing
non-gun related story. I'm curious about other people's takes on the Jimmy Kimmel thing, because here's where I land on the Jimmy Kimmel thing. He does a monologue where he's supposed to be funny and entertaining, and he chose to talk about the assassination of somebody, and he took a political slant and a political lean, and he imposed his biases on a story that he did not have all the facts for, and he was wrong, and he hasn't aired a retraction on that. So it's like, I can understand the cancel Jimmy movement. I don't understand the freedom of speech movement, because again, it's not freedom of speech. You don't have the right, you don't have the right to suffer no consequence for saying something shitty. He said something shitty. That's a consequence. Losing his job is a consequence, but because the FCC made a threat and this, that, and the other. All right, fine. Either way, I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a freedom of speech violation. I think he fucked around and he found out. Anyways, I'm curious about other people's thoughts, and someone I always enjoy. Let's go to Stephen. God damn it! I got Stephen Lewis stuck, man. Let's go to our boy here and see what he says about it.
That I would say, as it pertains to Jimmy Kimmel, was where was the joke? Because you're a late night host, and obviously that has a comedic attachment to it. Where was the joke? Obviously, it wasn't anything funny about that. The only thing that I would say,
and I feel that's a very accurate statement, and hence why I don't view it as a freedom of speech thing. I only vote right in. It's usually a long dead person. Last election I voted for was Teddy Roosevelt. Kimmel was in blackface for a bit at a time when was considered edgy. Right, and he denounced that shit when he became, like, and that's where I lost respect for Kimmel, is Kimmel's one of those people who, like Sarah Silverman and others, developed a career pushing a comedy line in the name of the art of comedy, or whatever you want to call it. They got through the door. They got their success. They got to a position where they no longer needed their, oh my God, I'm edgy kind of title. And then they immediately turned their back on it, shut the door behind them, and stubbed their nose up at people who did such things. And I'm apologizing for my Karl Malone bit. Fuck you, Jimmy. Your Karl Malone bit was fucking funny. And you shouldn't be apologizing for it if you're going to continue to be a late night host. So that's, again, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm disgruntled. Stephen A. Smith. God damn it. That's finally, I remember.
As it pertains to Jimmy.
Finally remembered his name as I'm closing the window. Stephen A. Smith is the person. So yeah, I agree with Stephen A. Smith's comment. Like, where was the joke? Is a very accurate question. There wasn't really a joke. There was, again, the misinformation. And I don't feel like anybody has an excuse for that. Like, when the event happened, I was live. I refused to call anything in terms of facts. Like, we don't have any facts. We don't know anything about this or who the person was. They're saying it was this guy. At the time, I know when the event actually happened, they were saying it was, this old white guy going, I did it and I'd do it again. Like, none of these people ever fit the bill for the person that, again, Jimmy described. It was just, again, it's nothing. There's no win in that. You're not picking up viewers because of that joke. Who's worse, Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy Kimmel all day. Jimmy Kimmel is worse, St. Caesar, because Jimmy Kimmel was funny and was capable at the level he was operating at, and he got up a little higher and he turned his back on it. Jimmy Fallon is where he is because that's just the best he can fucking do. He made it on to Saturday Night Live. He tried to be Adam Sandler 2.0. He failed at that magnanimously. He went out and did, I think, one movie or two movies? What was it? The Cubs, like, White Sox, or the Red Sox thing or whatever. He did a couple of, like, a rom-com and, what was it, an action comedy. Failed at both of those. The movies were complete dog shit. And now he literally just does late night bits with other people, like karaoke car crap. It's all he can make work. He does commercials and he makes his living and he gets by and he's just beating the shit out of his liver until the day cirrhosis claims him. And that is the best he can do. And for one, I salute him for rising to the challenge. I'm here. No need to fear, says Brian. Well, good to hear from you, buddy. Glad you're here. You weren't able to watch or partake in the Rumble raid stream that I did with Bricks Gaming, and I am going to remember that other guy's name so bad. I put it in the title screen. Why? Why do I suck at this? Oh, I know, because you're you. Anyhow, so I love that air. Oh, by the way, random comment for people who don't watch, and I know it's an incredibly small group in this audience, the people who don't watch Steel Toe. Aaron caught me talking to myself for the first time ever. We've been friends for how long? And he finally realized that I will like have a thought and be critical of myself, having that thought, calling myself a jackass in the process. It was beautiful. Anyhow, so we're going to be doing hopefully more. Bricks Gaming was already in a couple of times here. And he said he wants to do a monthly or bi-monthly streamer raid run. I'm going to get a character up, probably my Demon Hunter, giggity, just because dude, I've been playing my Demon Hunter to level him, and it's so fun. The Metamorphosis Havoc build where you're a demon the whole time. I redid his outfit, so he's got his glaives, he's rocking like a badass. And so yeah, I'm probably going to build that guy up to do the raids going forward with like the streamer raids, and then use my paladin with like my guild on a regular basis. Anyways, so if you want to get in on that, Brian, you've done some game streaming and stuff and accessories. If you wish to come back to say World of Warcraft, there might be an incentive for you there. And I'm going to try and get other people joining in on that. The stream this last Sunday was a great time and it was fun, but I've got to make a few tweaks, and I would like to see a few tweaks where we have a lot more of a party along with a game. I don't watch Aaron's show. Yeah, that's kind of why I was explaining it to you. You were one of that small group that I was talking about. Great show again, Johnny. Chad Zumach is talking shit live, and many raid the place. Where's Digger? And may raid the place. Where's Digger? Well, if Chad Zumach raids, great. Thanks, Chad. Where is Digger? She's still on vacation with her family. She's still seeing family and friends. We've been talking on the phone a lot less than usual. Honestly, it's absolutely. Does Aaron still have that stream thing going? PayPal, Venmo, Rumble Rants. Right. Well, yeah, that's how we fund the show. Streamlab. Like, I mean, if you want to fund this show, I don't mean to nitpick, but Streamlabs, Venmo, PayPal. Look, we got the pay here, I'll add it up. Streamlabs, Venmo, PayPal, Streamlabs merch. Since I don't have the stream raid stream thing this weekend, I might have to commit a solid chunk of time to getting those shirts finished, so we can put those up on the merch store next week. I would love to have those back for when our girl Digger comes back. All right, there we go, and manually, there we go. We pinned it to the top. I'd say this. I would mention mine a lot more if I was struggling to meet the goal, but we seem like we're kind of moving at a healthy click, so we're just going to take it as it goes and take it from there. We had a near hype train on Twitch already, and we've had some people throw in some other places. We're close to knocking another 5 off with what we get from YouTube, so we're doing great. Brian, I recommend watching Steel Toe. If you like the Vikings, watch a guy who is still in the closet and has a sense of humor. That is an enigma. I mean, I don't know. Is he really in the closet? I feel like that part came out pretty honest. Brian, nah, I'm good. To each their own. To each their own. All right, so we'll do, I have one last rip and read. Dear Lord. I'm going to just give a little bit of a warning. If you're someone who thinks that like antique or ancient shit, like say a bracelet worn by a pharaoh that's in a museum, if you're someone who views that as valuable, as something to be treated with a level of respect, because you can't just go out and make a new 3,000-year-old bracelet. Like if you're someone who views that, you're not going to be happy about this story. Thieves melted down a 3,000-year-old bracelet worn by a pharaoh after swiping it from an Egyptian museum. Remember when all of those Western world museums were just pieces of garbage for having all of Egypt's culture? Yeah, it turns out you guys couldn't be trusted with it anyway. You stole it and melted it down. Someone stole a 3 millennia old gold bracelet from an Egyptian museum, and instead of selling it on the black market, they melted it down. Egyptians reacted with outrage this week after officials said a 3,000-year-old bracelet that had belonged to an ancient pharaoh was stolen from Cairo's famed Egyptian museum and then melted down for gold. Museum security was sloppy while they were preparing for a traveling exhibit to Italy. The thief managed to nab it from a lab. The bracelet, containing a lapis lazuli bead, belonged to Pharaoh Amenemhotep. I can't read. Pharaoh who who reigned about 3,000 years ago. Authorities said it was taken from a restoration lab at the museum and then funneled through a chain of dealers before being melted down. The minister said the lab didn't have security cameras. Oh, wow. Didn't have security cameras in 2025. I mean, we got security cameras in our goddamn doorbells. You don't have them watching your lab with 3,000-year-old Egyptian artifacts. 4 suspects have been arrested, including a restoration specialist at the museum who confessed to giving the bracelet to an acquaintance who owns a silver shop in Cairo's Sedea. Western museums returned many artifacts to their home countries where they were discovered. Right, again, we gave them back to your third world country, and you guys melted it down for scrap. They were reenacting the Tomb Raider game. Is that the thing in the Tomb Raider game? I don't know. King Tut was inbred, probably tarded. Probably. Riding Dirty Llama. F? ? It doesn't, Mussolini, if it doesn't matter what they tell you in school, but Cleopatra was black. Cleopatra was black? A black sheriff? Why not? Worked in Blazing Saddles. Did we get, I got a stream disconnect, reconnect issue thing. We had a KBS dump. Is our audio fucky over here? What are you, 6? All right, Fallen's clip. Go here. I guess it's a clip of me, so I probably shouldn't full screen it. What the hell? I clicked live and it didn't go to anything else. What the hell? I clicked live and it didn't go to anything else. What? There we go. It's fine. Audio's fine. All right, we're good. All right, so we're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, and Kick. We're doing it on 4 channels. Damn it, internet. Yeah, it went down for a second. I refreshed and I'm fine. Oh shit. Silenced by Big Egypt. Yeah, everybody's thinking I got silenced for a second. Just refresh. I'm up on all the others. Let's go. Let's go back. Yeah, so I'm live on all the others. Just refresh, skip ad. I'll type refresh in here while I watch these stupid ads on this. It's weird that you watch ads on your own thing. Refresh. Cream fraiche. Refresh. Cause yeah. Let's see this one. Go to live. Boop. And unmute it. Refresh, skip ad. I'll type refresh in here. Yep, we're good. So just have to refresh that shit. All right, we're good. Brian Science saying zeros. Again, I will type refresh. Refresh. Because I'm fine on everything. Brian's saying buffering with the emoji stickers. I'm on this and I'm looking at it live. And let's unmute it again. I'm on this and I'm looking at it live. And the audio's not even that off. It seems like it might be a little, but I cleared my notification thing. This is the other problem I have with Streamlabs. Streamlabs, stop setting off the notification bell the minute I start the thing to be like, hey, we have an ad notification. Like, fuck off. I liked it when the bell only lit up when I had a problem. And I can know if I missed one. Now I see it down there with one notification or a notification bubble, and it's like, fuck it. We don't know what it is. All right, so the thieves melted down 3,000-year-old, had to completely back out of YouTube. I will say, it was a weird problem. It was a weird problem, but we're good. There we go. Took 2 refreshes. I refreshed once, and I was fine. Like, my YouTube thing wouldn't let me go to live, but if I refreshed it once, I was good. So we have a little bit of a more upbeat story. Internet service providers need a side effect listing like pharmaceuticals. Warning, side effects of using Charter Spectrum include spotty internet, weird KBS lag spikes, and the firm belief that it's always your fault, not theirs. Ask your ISP if Charter is right for you. Is that kind of how we do it? I have to do Sexy Lexi, our studio sponsor. Sexy Lexi's basket weaving. We haven't seen our girl Sexy Lexi in the chat. I don't think she's actually Sexy Lexi even in the chat. I think she's just Lexi. But Sexy Lexi's basket weaving service. When you need a basket, a tisket, a tasket, even a fucking picnic basket, you need Sexy Lexi's basket weaving service for all your basket weaving needs. Sexy Lexi's basket. You're going to want to put something in it. Johnny, do you play Helldivers? I did. I haven't played it recently. I've played it on PC quite a bunch. I haven't played it recently, but yeah, I liked Helldivers. It's one of those, it had, like, in my opinion, a third of a game, and it released. It's one of those that would have benefited from putting a lot more together beforehand. Kind of like Mecha Break is now. Mecha Break is great, but I feel like you guys could have benefited from sitting back a bit, tweaking a few things, and then launching. Like, it's just now it's a drip feed waiting for shit to get better. If it isn't right for you, we are a monopoly, so get fucked. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be other basket weaving services. I haven't ever needed to look outside of Super Sexy Lexi's basket weaving services. So I myself have not all right, I had a fun story, and I don't know if I want to do it or not. We might get to it. We might get to it later, but it's another rip and read, and we did all of those. So we'll pull these out of the first hour stuff to clear that out. Plus, we're halfway through the second hour. The show is just trucking along. Our girl Digger, she promised me she'd try. So we'll see. It depends entirely on her schedule and internet access. She'd try and show up in the chat if she could. So we may see her. I think she popped in temporarily during the Sunday stream. But again, the Sunday stream for a game stream, we need to, I myself and others, we need to be better at being more entertaining while we play a game, because fucking A. Like, otherwise you're going to watch it. Like, we got to, like, guys, I get it. We got to keep on our rotations and keep our cool. Let's talk some shit, though. Let's call this guy, a piece of shit. And next time, I'm definitely swap blasting people. I saw so many opportunities to swap blast people to their death. I'm doing it next time. Mecha Legend. Never heard of it. Mecha Break. Fun game. Just a fun game. You got any healers, says Brian the Science. Not specifically. We definitely could use a healer-focused individual. So if you want to be involved and, be all up in it, I've got some mythic keys I've got to run like today to get a quest reward. And then I'm leveling and gearing up another character, so I could totally help you do some stuff. Igloos don't have the best Wi-Fi. I have extremely limited knowledge when it comes to Canadian, says Mussolini Diff. Igloos is about right. I mean, like normally, like in a normal house, like in America, you have trouble with your Wi-Fi or your router, you got to reboot the router, right? In Canada, if you have trouble with your internet, you got to go see if there's a polar bear. Usually that's the number one cause of internet interference is polar bears. All right, so our second hour stories that we have, again, trying to get off of serious stuff. We've got a thing about Steak and Shake picking a fight with Cracker Barrel, which is awesome. We've got Trump, who attacked Trump had a strike on a drug runner boat. So we'll talk about that. I should have done this in the first hour. Jimmy Kimmel suspension supporters. So we've got people about that. And then apparently someone set off fireworks in the Himalayas and it pissed people off. So we'll talk about all of those things while we move through. Again, going till 4:30, so 2 hours left in the program. Lots of stuff to cover. I would say, God, this is what I'm talking about. I need my legs to loosen up on me just a touch. Good God, they are just stiff as shit. Mecca lacka hi, Mecca hingy ho. What Jambi used to say. Who's Jambi? Ugh. Dude, I can't move my fucking legs. This is so annoying. I just want to put my legs up. It'd feel nice, but I can't. They're stuck in L shapes. Like 90-degree angles. Start twisting them and bending them, and they just lock up even more. I really, really, really hope that frickin' ivermectin stuff fucking just let me have my legs loosen up a little bit, please. It's driving me nuts. I thought you was lifting your hammer for a second there, Johnny. What hammer? I don't have a hammer. Oh no, and that's not a two-hander. That's I don't mean to brag, but you could pretty much you can hold the majority of it with now you're just showing off. Genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Oh, see, I never watched Pee-wee's Playhouse. I never watched Lamb Chop Sing-Along. Never watched a bunch of them. So Pee-wee's Playhouse, again, another one I never watched. So sorry for that. But yeah, so we have the fireworks in the Himalayas. We have everything else. Uh-oh. The page you were looking at cannot be found. What? Stop. All right. I had an article about Jimmy Kimmel suspension supporters, and I don't have it now. They took it down. They took down Jimmy Kimmel's suspension supporters. No, that's that one. So where you? Oh, earthquake in San Francisco Bay Area. That's the one we didn't get. Oh, and I can see why. I can see why that was a problem. Now let's click it. But you work now you do. Okay, we got it covered. The article disappeared like Jimmy Kimmel. No, it wasn't a Jimmy Kimmel thing. I got it mixed up. Hi, Brazzers need that's gross. I probably need to server transfer, wouldn't I? Not necessarily. If you're on American servers, I think you'll be fine. I don't think everybody that I was on the same server or even on the same faction. I was raiding with an alliance group of people as well as a horde group of people. But don't quote me on the not needing to server transfer. The Jimmy Kimmel suspension supporters all have one thing in common. They don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. Actually, the people we'll be talking about signed a letter of petition about the Jimmy Kimmel suspension, which we'll get into that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just start with it since we delved into it. Hundreds of stars signed a letter defending free speech after Kimmel's suspension. Right. You signed a letter of free speech. Oh, free speech. Forget the fact that the guy defamed and, or not defamed, but forget the fact that the guy misquoted, misrepresented, and spent out misrepresentative facts about a guy who was actually killed for exercising his free speech. None of these stars are going to sign a letter condemning, so-and-so's action or whatever. It's, again, we want to jump out to help Jimmy Kimmel, but we don't care about the guy, again, literally murdered for free speech. Hundreds of Hollywood stars, including Robert De Niro, not surprising. Ben Affleck, not surprising. Jennifer Aniston, not surprising. Selena Gomez. All right, so we just have kind of, all of the usuals. Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep are urging Americans fight to defend and preserve our constitutionally protected rights. Again, in the wake of Kimmel's suspension, where are you saying fight to defend and protect our constitutional rights in the wake of a man being assassinated for it? It's so blatantly false. You're so hypocritical about this. More than 300 movie, TV, and stage stars, as well as comedians and directors and writers, added their names to an open letter Monday for the American Civil Liberties Union that argues it is a dark moment for freedom of speech in our nation. I would argue the assassination was a darker moment. I can understand you not wanting Jimmy Kimmel to lose his gig, but I would still argue the assassination, the actual murder of a person exercising their freedom of speech, just because you didn't like what he said, doesn't fucking matter. If you're going to sit here and go, oh my God, the humanity, Jimmy Kimmel lost his freedom of speech. Yeah, Charlie Kirk lost his too. Difference is he'll never see his fucking kids again. Kimmel is at home crying to his son or his daughter or whatever the fuck he has. He has kids, doesn't he? Regardless of our political affiliation or whether we engage in politics or not, we all love our country, the letter says. We also share the belief that our voices should never be silenced by those in power. Again, there we get it. We should never be silenced by those in power. So what about the voice of a guy that was silenced by someone who wasn't in power but felt empowered to silence him? Hollywood celebs don't believe in free speech. No, they don't, which is why this letter and these 430 people is so gross. It's so gross. They're denouncing him losing his job, but not a single person going, it's bad enough that Charlie Kirk was executed exercising his freedom of speech. Firing Jimmy Kimmel for executing his freedom of speech is not how we solve this problem. That'd be fine if that was their argument. Their argument is literally, Jimmy Kimmel's under attack, freedom of speech. What about Charlie Kirk? That guy, he said horrible things about the trans and about Martin Luther King. Right, but freedom of speech is freedom of... Again, you're pissed that he lost his job. Someone else lost their life. It's the two are not even... Why can't we just separate them? Hard to believe out of all of them, Rosie O'Donnell was the based one. Did Rosie O'Donnell have a base take? I would mind if you've got Mussolini diff, if you've got a link to that, or you can tell me where to find it. I you know what? I'll Google that. Rosie O'Donnell. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. We're gonna look what's going on. I might have to, Legal Mindset did a Johnny Somali update. We might have to get into a Johnny Somali update. We've got 4 hour, the update came out 4 hours ago, and we've got 2 hours left in the program, so we might have to get to that in a minute. But Rosie O'Donnell, I gotta do that. Donnell. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Rosie O'Donnell spoke out about Charlie Kirk. Talk show suspension. Na goodbye. Rosie O'Donnell deported. Rosie O'Donnell wasn't deported. She left the country. Charlie Kirk's last interview. No, I guess we have a short. Rosie O'Donnell reacted to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. The 63-year-old O'Donnell shared Kirk's photos writing, "No, never, don't be a killer. This is wrong on every level," and added the hashtag, "We are all Americans." You're actually Irish right now. You're in Ireland. To be honest, I expected it from everyone, but never from this. Yeah, dude, that I'm supporting whoever's with this. This is okay, so it was playing. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, dude. Holy shit. Fucking gonzo world we live in. Oh, you saw the link I sent you, Johnny? Somali could be fucked. Yeah, I've got Legal Mindsets Fast Facts, and I might jump through there a little bit. I don't like using Legal Mindset to do all my show prep, but I do, and I admitted this on Steel Toe. I plutonically love Andrew Esquire of Legal Mindset. It is in a completely non-homoerotic way. I love Andrew Esquire's presentation and style, and I love that he's been keeping me updated on Johnny Somali. The Fast Facts is a very quick, digestible method. I am a huge fan of it. I have liked, subscribed, all that fun stuff, and you should too if you enjoy such content. And we might have to get into that. I'm interested to hear how Johnny Somali is fucked. I did see the notification go off on my phone when the clip went live because I was doing Aaron's show, and it was weird for a moment. I like it was Legal Mindset. Johnny is screwed or something like that, and I was like, what the? Oh, he's not talking about me. This is another reason why I hate Johnny Somali. His name isn't Johnny, and I get confused when I read stuff about Johnny Somali thinking it's about me, and it's not okay. It's not okay. But yes, Rosie O'Donnell, that is a very surprising. And again, I feel like I would have more respect for Hollywood if that was all of the way. If that's how they went at it. If they went, it's bad enough we have people shooting each other over or committing political violence and silencing each other over political, what would you call it? Political disagreements. But to further silence Jimmy Kimmel for him exercising his First Amendment right. It's, again, we come at it from, oh, the great sin is Jimmy Kimmel's loss. And I'm like, yeah, because you don't give two shits about the guy that got shot. And that's why I get pissed with this, where people are like, well, freedom of speech. Like, no. Nobody crying freedom of speech gives two fucks about the guy that got shot using his freedom of speech. So I don't really give a fuck about them crying for Jimmy Kimmel. My age-old advice for Hollywood, if I hear something other than a line they say in a movie, they've said too much. I feel like that is a better way to be. Back before the advent of cell phones, social media, and 24/7 entertainment, like movie and TV stars, there was a level of disconnection. That's why the paparazzi was such a thing. We wanted to know what they were up to 24/7 because we saw them in that one movie we liked. But now that we have IRL streamers and everyone's got a fucking camera on their phone, movie stars can go live and reach millions of people with the push of a button. Like, it's all gone. It's all like the varnish has washed off, and now the paint is being stripped away because we literally, again, we gave up the allure that was hidden behind the mystique of what happens when the cameras go off because we don't follow you 24/7. Now we can. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, funding this program takes a remarkably small amount of money. And we're $15 currently from kicking it over to tomorrow. So, or not tomorrow, kicking it over to Wednesday. So we are ahead, and we've got 15 to hit, and we might have already. We'll check all those things afterwards. So I mentioned this earlier. We'll get to this one quick. How Israel could retaliate against the growing push for recognition of a Palestinian state. Guys, we've been how Israel could retaliate. Tell me the news isn't biased towards Israel at all when they start with
led by Britain,
how Israel could retaliate. I've got an idea. How about forming a Palestinian state is retaliation on Israel for the genocide they've committed over the last few years? Some would call it a Holocaust.
Granted diplomatic recognition to a Palestinian state. This move by the UK, along with Canada, Australia, and others.
Oh, and by the way, it's completely the UN usual suspects. We should start just calling them the usual suspects.
Reflects growing unhappiness and anger over Israel's ongoing military offensive in the Gaza Strip. It also reflects the widespread displeasure over Israel's policies in the occupied West Bank.
I feel like as far as displeasure, you just need to see that clip about the dude talking about the real estate boom and literally looking like he was salivating over a steak, smiling, chuckling. Like, it's about one of the most evil things you can see a person do. And I'm not going to say that, well, all right, fuck it. I am going to say it. Oh, isn't it convenient that one of the most evil, like one of the most giddy evil moments you can see a human being engage in features a human who happens to be an Israeli? I'm going to start referring him to that way, too. Like, I'm not going to refer to Jewish people as Jewish people. Jewish people around the world are Jewish people. Israelis are Israeli.
That includes stepped up and increased settlement instruction. Those settlements, of course, are aimed at preventing and undermining the establishment of a future Palestinian state as part of a two-state solution. Now, nothing will...
Now, again, it's the retaliation. Brian, I kind of... I'm kind of in your lane here, where I'm sick of hearing... Something about that one hit hard. I'm kind of in your lane where I'm sick of hearing it, but also it's the weirdness of they want to retaliate. How? Bomb Palestinians harder? How are you going to retaliate? Are you just going to murder more children in line for food? It actively makes me want to stop participating in politics as a whole. I'm sorry, man. I apologize that it affects you. So I was picking this one just because and maybe it's I'm blackpilled on it. I'm laughing at the irony of what I would call the aggressor nation that has been more aggressive and more savage throughout this whole time, talking about retaliation for people feeling bad for the innocent people. They both fucking suck. Right, there's no super duper awesome group of people in that group. But like I said, the retaliation for people going, hey, you've kind of been beating the shit out of this group of people celebrating taking all their land, so we're going to recognize them as a country. How will they retaliate? I feel like you shouldn't. That's retaliation. But retaliation. But retaliation. But let them duke it out. I don't care who wins. See, like, I'm all for that. And if America would stop supporting Israel and we just let that place deal with itself, like, it'll be several nuclear explosions. But hey, man, it's going to make one hell of a parking lot. Just glass the whole place. Oh, Jesus. So, but either way, yeah, I'm sick of supporting. And like I said, the irony of, hey, how are they going to retaliate? Like, retaliate against what? This is what the world thinks of the U.S., says Fanatical Bucks fan. All right, we'll check this, Fanatical Bucks fan. This is an X link.
So we all...
This is what the world thinks of the U.S. I'm not disagreeing with you, Fanatical Bucks fan, but I am saying, how, like, this is just some, how do we know this is what the world thinks?
all know Jimmy Kimmel's show has been cancelled. A Dutch comedian has made this video. Watch.
Our nation is changing. In order to ensure the continued provision of high-quality works to our audience, the Walt Disney Company acknowledges the necessity of adapting our content.
We bring you a whole new Disney.
Okay, no offense. I don't know that I agree that this is what everyone like Trump did. I don't what? Yeah, you know what I'm going to go with? Agree to disagree. But thank you for the link. We gave it a spin. Now, if America keeps doing what it's doing, it makes it end faster, so I don't have to hear about it anymore. I don't know that it makes it end faster. This is where Digger would be handy, because she would just put on her tinfoil hat and go, yeah, no, it doesn't end faster. They're just going to start taking other spots afterwards. Mussolini, why do you retaliate against cripples is a similar question. T. Jefferson, we want Digger. Well, she's on vacation. She literally can't be here. She won't be here for my stream tonight. She won't be here for her stream tonight. She won't be on my Wednesday stream on Wednesday or on Mighty Meat's stream on Wednesday. So I am excited to see her back on the program as much as you. We're going to have to wait like a little bit. She's got a little bit of a, what would you call it? A family journey, a walkabout, whatever. A vacation time, connecting with people. And she said for someone like her who doesn't get out much, she's using this as a dry run to get used to the idea of traveling for a couple of weeks when she makes her her stateside visits that she wants to make. Sandy Squatch, good afternoon, listening from my work van. Happy to have you, Sandy. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, tell your friends. Tell them at gunpoint, or don't. Just be legal about it. T. Jefferson, we're all in Digger withdrawal. Just playing, always good to see you, Johnny. No, I'm in Digger withdrawal. You can be too. You can afford to pay your employees PTO? No, I don't pay her PTO. She's taking a hit. I'm not paying her for this. In fact, I wanted to bill her for it. She's costing me entertainment and money. And I told her as much. And she said, fuck you, I'm going to see my family. She's getting some side dick and can't be bothered. That is the theory. The theory is side dick. I won't go into the lengthy number of reasons why I don't believe that's the case, but I don't believe that's the case. But I'm neurotic and I'm insecure about it. Fanatical Bucks fan, bringing up the side dick. Now I want to be all like creepy, stalkery boyfriend and check up on her, but I can't do that because she's in another fucking country. I didn't break it, but I did kind of fuck up my mic arm now. Hold on a sec. Oh. All right, there we go there. There we go there. And we're back. Okay, good. All right, $5 from Balls Deep. When Digger comes out to Minnesota, I'd like to buy both y'all lunch and drinks one day if it works out. I'd be happy to do that, Balls Deep. And because we have, because what we have in in YouTube from before, we just count that off and move that over, and now we're down to $10 for our goal for tomorrow. So thank you very much. We're hoping when she comes to Minnesota, we're hoping to do a Stoney's party. She very, very, very much wants to go to Stoney's, and I want to take her to Stoney's. So we're hoping to go to Stoney's, and y'all be invited to come hang out. Yeah, Johnny, I'm sure she's smoking a lot of weed right now. What does her taking another hit matter? She's not smoking a lot of weed right now. I know that for a fact. She is not smoking a lot of weed right now. She is traveling, and she's very respectful of other people. So for that, she is on what I would call a minimal consumption situation. She's focusing on spending time with people and dealing. Sure, Brian, you got big tits. Yeah, Balls Deep's all in if you got big boobies. If you got big boobies. Let's go to... We did that. God, I need some more, like, video ones. That's a rip and read. Funny, but, I mean, we have this. Donald J. Trump shared this on Twitter. On my orders, the Secretary of War ordered a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel affiliated with a designated terrorist organization conducting narco trafficking in the United States. Intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking illicit narcotics and was transiting along a known narco trafficking passage en route to poison Americans. The strike, oh, dude, if it actually shows people dying in it, I don't know if I can I air that? Now I just want to see if, so I know where it, it's a minute-long clip, so I got to know where the strike part comes in, because I don't know if I'm allowed to show that. Holy crap. Like, dude, how much of this? You know what it is? I'll jinx it. Let's just flip over. So there's our boat. Designated narco trafficking. So they were traveling along and, oh, dear Lord. And now they're not. They're pretty good, I've been told. They're all right. Johnny is saying Digger is 100% smarter than Brittany Griner. Probably Mussolini Diff. I would believe so. She also has a smaller dick than Brittany Griner. I don't always narco traffic, but when I do, I pay local Somalis, says Balls Deep. Well, then what are you? What are you, the federal government? And how disgusting is that we have all those people, the stories that he had me doing this morning, that was so upsetting. All of those people on those programs, all of them, not getting helped at all, but we paid out the ass for it. And yet you're a dick if you don't think highly of that community. It's how many it's weird. This day and age, we're not allowed to dislike things we've had bad experiences with. I've been burned before. You know what it is? You know what it is on Somalis? Scorned. I'm scorned. I'm a scorned lover. Same thing with the LGBTQ community. Scorned. I've been burned. I've been burned before, and that's why we're not doing this anymore. I've been burned. I've got big boobies. Am I invited? Fucking buy your own plane ticket, Saint Caesar. Hop on a plane for 18 hours? Yeah, you handle that. Fucking, you can come hang out. There's no. Here's where at a public venue, we can't bar anybody. That would be the public venue's discretion. So you'd be fine. Drug traffickers shouldn't poison Americans. We already have the FDA to do that. And if we don't have them, we've got Pfizer and Moderna. And who else made those vaccines? No side effects there, right, guys? I love that Donald Trump is still asking for Moderna and Pfizer to release the proof that it worked, like they've been holding on to it. Like there wasn't, a huge thing with these not actually working. So let's go ahead and let's just release all that evidence, then people can finally understand how star-spangled awesome these things are. Why didn't you release it when they were releasing the vaccines? You kept asking us to do boosters. Feel like a good time to show the efficacy would have been around then. And also, they dropped that. Speaking of the cure, did you see my DM, Johnny? You mean on Discord? Let's check. There's a couple of DMs here from several people. I do have the Johnny Smiley Facts Fast. Paper, it'd be 8 tubes for a 10 kilogram dose. Horses are dosed in micro. Yeah, I'm using straight up human tablets, and that makes a lot of sense because the 1.87% would explain why the tubes are so much cheaper than the bottle of pills I bought. So that makes me feel better. But yeah, we have I have ordered the ivermectin. It is for people. It is in pill form. And I will read the packaging on that, and we'll take it from there and see how we do. 1.87% would be 8 fucking tubes, LOL. Ooh. Oh. That's a lot. I'm just going to go with the suggested dose on the bottle, and we'll see how we do there. First person where I worked to get COVID was also the first one to get the vaccine. Yeah, I'm going to say this. In my sphere, I've gotten COVID a grand total of 2 or 3 times. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, never a single booster. But COVID moved through everyone else way worse than me. I didn't know I had it until I lost sense of smell or sense of taste. And Brian, I wonder what the pills are. I don't have that information in front of me, and I'm not going to look it up. I can certainly exchange that with you going down the road, going further. We can check up on that. I'd love to. If they cure my autism, I will just still be retarded, so I will keep both. Interesting. Cop gets fired for trying to arrest a judge, not knowing he was a judge. Okay, cool. Thank you, St. Caesar. We may get to that. I do want to get to Johnny Somali life in prison. I do want to find out what he's doing to risk jail for life. So that might be interesting. You gave it 1 second, needed a few more to hit the high spot. Okay. She is getting some, yep. Cannot wait till you have 2 weeks into the regime. I want to see how that, like I said, I'm doing this for science, okay? Actually, hold on. Let's, I'm doing this for science, okay? Not Brian the science. Not Fauci the science. Medical science. Now, they'll tell you that ivermectin doesn't work for MS treatments, or that it's not important to use it. I'll say this, I've tried everything else. We're going to throw this ivermectin glue at the wall and see if it sticks. But if it does work, I can't say it was my environment, because I'm still in the same basement I've been in. Can't say it's my diet, still eating like shit. Smoking weed like a chimney, and never getting outside. So if this suddenly gives my legs a little bit of oomph, it's undeniable. 100% Albanian. Undeniable. All right. You're eating the tubes. No, I'm not eating the tubes. I'm doing pills. It took me 2 years before I got COVID. My parents and brother got it twice before me, and my parents were so damn afraid of it. A lot of people around me were afraid of older people getting COVID. So a lot of people were concerned about it being communicable. And a lot of people were worried for me. And I would argue I weathered COVID better than any of the people that were concerned. I didn't have a problem when it came, and Kimmel's back. What? All right, let's cover that. If that's news, breaking news, has Kimmel been reinstated? So his suspension lasted all of a weekend? Oh my God, they did the hack radio bit. Jimmy Kimmel. Not Kimmel. Kimmel. Fat fingers. Stop being MSy. Jimmy Kimmel. Yep. New York Times reporting it. Variety. Whoopi Goldberg lashes out at critics of The View being quiet on Kimmel. Kimmel. All right, CNBC. Let's. You know what? Does someone have a video? If I'd love to do a video of this. Howard Stern on Jimmy Kimmel Live last week. Wanda Sykes talks about her Kimmel appearances. Nope. So let's go to this one. Disney plans to bring Kimmel back live on the air. Oh, hey, here we go. Watch now. That's what I wanted. You're going to do an ad, aren't you? Oh, you're going to do an ad. You're going to do an ad, but I can skip it in 10 seconds. I just have to talk over it because it's a stupid ad, and I don't care what any of you people are advertising or selling, and I don't get paid on it, so I can't endorse it, especially since it probably sucks.
Julia Borston with that for us. Julia? Big news here is that Jimmy Kimmel is returning to his show. Disney issuing in a statement saying, quote, last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country, saying it is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations.
Comments. No offense. His comment was to lie. Look, you can say he deserves to be fired or indefinitely suspended, whatever. You can have your opinion. But I'm tired of this acting like he didn't just flat out lie to push a political narrative that he wanted to espouse. And if you call that freedom of speech, okay, fine. But he still did that. Fuck Disney, grow some balls. Yeah, St. Caesar, I'm sure this one's really going to bite him. Look, they have to replace the programming. It's easier to keep them there. Look, no offense, Jimmy Kimmel didn't piss off anybody. Like, not a lot of people were watching his program that heard that comment that got upset. Other than, like, the guy that owned the Sinclair stations. And even he was like, all right, I'm pissed, but, you know, whatever. I don't want to hear a thing from celebrities about putting misinformation out there again. Oh, no, you totally will, St. Aaron. You totally will. You'll hear about how Donald Trump is misinformation, Fox News is mega misinformation, all of that sort of stuff. You'll hear all about that. The same way they screamed about, again, the hypocrisy. The part that I love about this, I know people are sick of talking about it. The part that I love about this is, again, the hypocrisy of the people screaming about free speech literally are also the same people who celebrated a man dying for his free speech. They celebrated him dying. And they immediately jumped up and said, anyone who said anything and got fired for that's on the left, like freedom of speech, like right, like the guy that got killed for his freedom of speech.
With Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. So Scott, Jimmy Schimmel live returning tomorrow.
Jimmy Schimmel? I've never seen Jimmy Schimmel. Does Jimmy Schimmel have a few shekels? Will Jimmy Schimmel be shelling out for the suspension that Jimmy Kimmel endured? Jimmy who?
Those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. So Scott, Jimmy Schimmel live returning.
Jimmy Schimmel will be live. Fuck. Disney can't grow balls. They've got them lopped off when they got the rainbow flag. Dude, they got them lopped off. And they have people, again, like Disney's been a bad situation for a while in terms of the stuff they've picked up and the audience members they've lost in those things. Like, they grabbed Star Wars, they grabbed Marvel, and then they proceeded to let woke bullshit torpedo both of those franchises. So they've been in a shit show before. So this isn't really news. But yeah, Jimmy Shoemaker. No, not Jimmy Shoemaker, Jellyfish Money. She said Jimmy Schimmel.
Tomorrow, I'm sure many of us will be watching to see what he says.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, I'm not. I am not watching tomorrow to see what Jimmy Schimmel says. I'm not watching to see what Jimmy Kimmel says. I'll wait for Jimmy Schimmel to say something and the world to react to Jimmy Schimmel's statements, and then I will posit my hot take afterwards. I'll wait for people to clip it so I can get just to the thing that Jimmy Schimmel said that made Jimmy Schimmel get clipped. Like, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to go in and spend actual time and effort devoted to figuring out what Jimmy Schimmel's going to say as he says it. I'm going to wait for the bombs to drop, so to speak. Celebrities have herpes. Never take a selfie with them. It will rub off on you. Prove me wrong, says St. Aaron. You know, I feel like a lot of celebrities would take that if that was the belief. Like, never take a selfie with them, it'll rub off on you. I think they would enjoy the privacy. I think a lot of people, particularly, who are the staunch anti-paparazzi? Alec Baldwin, George Clooney, some of the others. That's one of those where it's one of those things where, like, as I was a kid growing up, like, the fame of being a celebrity was not what it is now. Like, the privacy there was a level of privacy, and you don't have it. It had been eroding from celebrities this whole time. And no, oh wait, you've got 2 minutes. All right, I don't know. I'll go back. I don't want to keep talking about Jimmy Schimmel live.
Over to you.
Yeah. Can you speak at all, Julia, to the pressure that Disney really has been under from both sides, if you want.
No. The pressure that they've been under, nobody was pressuring Disney to follow through with what they were doing. They were celebrating what Disney had done. I don't think they were pressured from both sides. They were pressured specifically. You know what? I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The pressure of both sides. You were saying here. Let's give you 10 seconds back.
We'll be watching to see what he says. Back over to you.
Yeah. Can you speak at all, Julia, to the pressure that Disney really has been under from both sides, if you want to say it that way, to make the decision that they did around Mr. Kimmel and his show, but also when you have the likes of, Howard Stern, for example, on his own SiriusXM show saying that he was canceling Disney Plus and his subscription because of the way that.
So now I have a question, because this is a CNBC affiliate, so of course you guys are framing it this way. One, there was no pressure on both sides of the aisle. It was very much one side of the aisle. That's a lie. Two, here's more important. Is Howard Stern's action any different from, say, the owner of the Sinclair stations saying that he's going to pull Jimmy Kimmel from the air and not air him anymore until Jimmy Kimmel apologizes for his comments? Is that any different? The whole I don't like what they did to Jimmy Kimmel, so I'm going to pull my Disney Plus subscription. Like, I'm going to cancel my subscription. Right. How is that different from, like, the ABC affiliates dropping Jimmy Kimmel? Like, it's the exact same thing. So you want to denounce what they did to Kimmel because someone said, I don't like Kimmel's bullshit remarks, I'm going to pull my affiliate stations. But the pressure of Howard Stern won't watch Disney Plus. Oh, no, Howard Stern won't watch Disney. How will he see the Mandalorian movie? I know it's called, like, fucking Mandalorian and Grogu, but that's the Grogu name is stupid. The whole Baby Yoda thing is dumb. It was a ploy, but it was workable. And you guys overdid it. And now it's where it is. Free speech doesn't mean you can't be hypocritical. Well, that's the other thing too, Rabbi Smoothie. Nobody's saying you can't lie about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Nobody's saying you can't lie about Charlie Kirk's assassination on TV. We're just saying when you do, you could lose your job. Now, again, this is the other problem I have with people going, oh, free speech, where's his free speech rights? His rights to say it weren't violated. He suffered a consequence for what he said. And apparently that consequence is remarkably short-lived. So if we're going to put Jimmy Kimmel back on the air, do we get to bring Charlie Kirk back to life? Oh, no, we don't? Yeah, I feel like you guys freaking out over there about Jimmy Kimmel's free speech can all go fuck yourselves. I feel like Jimmy Kimmel got his job back. Charlie Kirk is still effing dead, okay? So stop complaining about the free speech infringement on Jimmy Kimmel. The trailer just came out for that movie today. I bet it sucks. Who still has a Disney Plus subscription? I do. I have a Disney Plus subscription. I have a 7-year-old daughter who loves the shit out of Bluey and a bunch of other stuff. So I have a Disney Plus subscription because they provide Peppa Pig and Bluey, and so so there's that. She also likes Gabby's Netflix though. Gabby's Netflix. Gabby Cats. So I'm gonna say this: Bluey and Gabby Cats. Those are my kid show jams. She wants to watch Gabby Cats. We can enjoy watching Gabby Cats. Not as big a fan of Gabby Cats as Bluey, but Gabby Cats is good too. So, and they've got a movie coming out also. Let's finish this. So yeah, again. Jimmy Kimmel gets his job back. Oh, poor Jimmy Kimmel. His free speech was infringed. He was off air for all of 2 to 3 days. He had a long weekend. His poor free speech. How's the guy he was bagging on? Oh, still dead? Shit. Seems like Jimmy Kimmel should shut the fuck up.
Disney had treated Jimmy Kimmel. So it put Disney in a bit of...
Mussolini saying, free speech means the government cannot go after you for what you say. No one understands that better than the people in the UK. Right, and the government wasn't going after Jimmy Kimmel for what he was saying. They were going after Jimmy Kimmel for spreading misinformation, which, by the way, all of those left-leaning people had zero problem with YouTube, with all of these other private companies doing that. But when they go, hey, we'll use the FCC to look into you, and even before that, again, it was a threat. It's not like they actually did anything. Sinclair Station's action is what spurred the whole suspension. And now it's a giant nothing burger. So again, fuck Jimmy Kimmel.
A rough spot.
Yeah, certainly Disney and CEO Bob Iger under quite a bit of pressure from both sides here. Number of people, industry sources telling me they feel like Iger should have communicated more clearly about the pressure he was under from the Nexstar and Sinclairs of the world, those local station owners who raised concerns and said themselves that they were not going to be able to air the show.
Yeah, that's why he was suspended. Again, so all of the people who got their panties in a bunch with the bluster of the FCC shit that Trump and the secretary of whatever said, like, none of that actually was anything. That was all hyperbole. Again, the guy who got shot, still dead. But hey, at least Jimmy Kimmel's back on the air.
He was under pressure from that side. And then on the other side, we did hear from Howard Stern and then other powerful...
We heard from Hollywood elites. By the way, we heard from people who don't live in the same world we do. And I don't mean that as any sort of disparagement. Like, look around. The rest of us is a group you haven't qualified for in a long time. Like, yeah. They don't live in the same world we do, and they got upset about it. Boo fucking who? All right, Bob Iger only cares about one side, the point where the movies flop. St. Aaron, message censored. See, free speech. That's awesome. I'm thankful Netflix comes with my TV package. The UK is fucked. Can Trump just name us the 51st state already? No, it's more work than I want. We heard from the new Wonder wanted Jimmy back. We heard from the new Wonder. Do you mean Wonder Woman? Who cares? I'll raise you another one. There's a new Wonder Woman. Are we giving a shit about this? I'm not. Anyways, again, regardless, like, Jimmy didn't lose his gig. He was suspended temporarily. And he's back already. And again, for the free speech people, I'm sure they'll all start, jumping up and chanting "Kumbaya" for Charlie. Oh wait, no, it's okay to trash his memorials and that shit and rip on him and all that stuff. It's okay to do those things, but you want to denounce Kimmel's free speech. Again, Jimmy Kimmel wasn't shot. He wasn't even fired. Don't start the show on my account, says Lexi. Why would we? We haven't yet. The New World Order wanted Jimmy back. I'm retarded. Yeah, I know, St. Caesar. Believe me. We know. So, Howard Stern and other powerful people. What power does that has-beens have? What power does that has-been have? Oh, dude, he's got a lot of power. To the fact that if he mentions it, it gets out and talked about. It's not just him. Like we said, 430. He probably signed on to that petition too. 430 movie stars, actors, TV personalities all jumped in to say, oh, how we can't stand what's happened to Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, how freedom of speech is under attack. And the rest of us, or at least myself, I guess, saying, oh, how that's funny considering the guy that got shot for his freedom of speech. All right, I'm going to switch off of... I can't get away from effing fucking Charlie Kirk stuff, and I kind of want to. So we're gonna do a little bit of a divert here. Our buddy Legal Mindset dropped a new video saying Johnny Somali risks jail for life. And let me tell you, before I realized the qualifier of Somali, I was like, how do I risk jail for life? And I was like, oh yeah. He's not talking about me. Andrew Esquire, Legal Mindset. Barely Legal Mindset if you're naughty. Joking, not true. Legal Mindset on YouTube, possibly on Rumble. Does a lot of great stuff. This is a 17-minute clip. I don't think we're going to play all of it. We might jump through it. And see where we go. New Wonder Woman, new Superman, all made in Taiwan. Like, you make a joke, but honestly, St. Aaron, with the current movie climate and stuff, how far are we from that happening? Because like they already did the Eternals with with a whole bunch of people who shouldn't be movie stars. like being superhero movie stars. Like and they were picked because they filled a race card quota. And again, that movie proving how much DEI hires work. That movie torpedoed 430 people who hate Trump, but can be taken out by the reveal of the same list. You'd think they should be friends. They are friends. They're on the same message board. Only it used to be about trading children. Now it's about, oh God, Jimmy Kimmel. Anyways, let's go to Andrew Esquire with his Johnny Somali. I dislike Johnny Somali both because he uses my name and the way I spell it, which I strongly detest. His real name is in no way John, Jonathan, Joseph, anything that justifies him calling himself Johnny. He calls himself Johnny just because he can. His real name is Ramzi Khalid Ishmael. And he is a piece of shit. He's done horrible crap in South Korea on his world tour of being a global piece of shit, and he finally hit the FAFO line, and it seems like it's getting more and more serious. Now, last we heard, before I click play on this video, last we heard he was looking at like 6 years. Like 6 years in South Korean prison, which I'm sure is probably not easy, but especially for someone who might not be the most fluent in Korean. But now it sounds like risks jail for life. I want to know. Let's find out, and let's see how hyped up. Andrew Esquire has been getting more and more hyped up on his videos, feeling himself, if you will. And this is one where he actually has a reason to, because Ramzi Khalid Ishmael's Discord and he himself have slandered Legal Mindset and done other shit to Legal Mindset to the point where I wouldn't fault him at all for taking a victory lap with this. Let's go ahead and go, Andrew Esquire. Legal Mindset. Let's see what the deal is.
Johnny Somali could be jailed for life. Today on this update on the Johnny Somali, a.k.a. Ramzi Khalid Ismail case, we're going to talk about...
it's not Ishmael, it's Ismail. Ismail? So yeah. No, he's not Jewish, you retard. He's very much Somalian descent. If he has a religious if he has a religious persuasion, let's just say this. It's a religious persuasion that wouldn't view the acts he did to the statues and other things as problematic.
A potential path.
I thought his real name was Pipsqueak. No. His real name is Ramzi Khalid Ismail.
Potential future where Johnny Somali might be facing life in prison, and that is not hyperbole. Of course, I'm Andrew.
That's not hyperbole. I mean, you were the one saying people calling 12 years were fucking pulling shit out their ass. You're picking up. Look, I love you, dude. I love you. I watched a lot of your clips. I'm playing one once again on my show because I've done that multiple times. Aaron even calls you my boy. He thinks we have some sort of weird gay love thing. I think he's jealous personally. He just doesn't like it when I find other dudes entertaining. It's a weird thing for him. But hey, whatever. What gets him through the day? Point is, you were the one saying 12 years, 20 years. These people are clickbaiting you. Six at the most, and now we're saying life in prison is not hyperbole. Pick a fucking lane, dude.
Esquire, American attorney, and this is Legal Minds, where we teach you to be your own judge. And this is one that I spent a last 2 weeks kind of vetting, going over. I moved the topic for the stream that's adjacent to this, and of course, this is a fast version, facts version. If you like the brief
facts version
and dirty, quick version of the latest in legal news, make sure you smash the like button and leave a comment below. But in the live, we'll go into further details and have extra stuff. So if you want to go and check that out as well. But when I saw this come across my desk, I went out, asked the lawyers in Korea, asked people knowledgeable in this, and when I found out there's a real possibility, I needed.
Why did the video stop?
To bring this to your attention. Now, I typically am only focusing on legal stuff, but this is a legal silver bullet that could hit Johnny Somali if he plays his cards wrong. So let's just jump right into it today with this.
All right, so it's got to be a him thing because I'm fluid as fuck. I don't get it. What's going on?
Yes, of course, I have a PP. I got a PowerPoint here for you today. So as a quick update on what's coming next, because some people keep asking me wherever I go, when's the next trial? October 29th, 2025. Now, that trial will focus on 3 witnesses. We know one of them is Bong Bong. We know another is Young Man. And the last, we are pretty sure, is Hank Yu. Yes, that's right, Hank Yu. And he'll be called as a prosecution witness. In America, you sometimes call this a hostile witness. So you're bringing that person up mostly to validate evidence or validate their presence, saying, hey, is that you in this photo? Is that you in this video? So that is possible to come up in the next trial. And then you would have, of course, cross-examination. You'd have a redirect or re-examination. We also found out that Dalgoon is not testifying. So we wanted to correct that because previously we thought it was going to be Dalgoon, but actually it looks like it's going to be Hank. So that's what we got on October 29th. And this is going to be a big day because remember, every single trial that we've had coming up over the past year for Johnny Somali, right before the trial, right before, whether it's 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 1 week, he's been hit with a new charge. And this has been very consistent. And
so are you saying there's the chance that that's going to happen again? Because again, like I'm waiting to hear how this goes to risking life in prison. You said that's not bong bong. What the hell? Yeah, dude. That's just Mr. Q. That's just the name of the. It's just the name of the streamer. Shouldn't have taken that hit. I shouldn't have hit the bong bong. How to name a Chinese person. Throw a tin can down the steel stairway. That's not their actual name. That's their streamer name. Their streamer name is Bong Bong. The other person, Young Man, also streamer name, might be a lady. And then Hank Yu, I think, streams just as themselves. So, and we know Hank Yu from being involved in the story. So yeah, I would say Bong Bong is not their name. It's their streamer handle. Roger Jackson claims he'll receive no prison time as he's a black man in California. Look, that is kind of true, though. And if true, Mad Max Mardigan, I'm going to just go ahead and say bullshit. I feel like with the number of video clips that we have where like this intent was declared beforehand, his action was declared beforehand, and his behavior is, in my opinion, inexcusable. So yeah, I feel like it would be nice. It would be really nice if like California was like, hey, we really want to make an example out of how this behavior is not okay. So we're going to throw the book at Roger Jackson. But yeah, no, Roger Jackson's probably absolutely right. He probably won't do a single day in jail because it's California. It's his first offense. He can argue that he got amped up or out of control, and they'll probably give him some sort of parole, probationary. He has to see mental help, counseling, do so many hours of community service, but I doubt he'll do any actual jail time, and that's another travesty of what is California. All right, let's get going with Legal Mindsets thing. Back to this. I want to hear how Johnny Somali is risking life in prison.
All the time, especially the pro-Somali simps will say, oh, it's not going to happen. Legal Mindset's making it up. Legal Mindset's making it up. Every single time we're proven right. Now, this time...
All right. Again, I said it before. I called it. I called it and ordered a pizza. He's fucking feeling himself. And he has every right to. Like you said, he has been right time and time again. And the people who are fans of Somali have been calling him out on X, Y, or Z have been wrong time and time again. Draw whatever parallels you want. And then, yeah, I can get him kind of being like, hey. So, but yeah, what could he get hit with?
It is a strong inkling, but the road really depends on what Johnny Somali does. So, and also depends on some world events. So we'll get into that today. So right now, just so you know, this is the current status. He's got 4 obstruction of business, all of which
this is
guilty to 2 Minor Offenses Act.
This is the PowerPoint that I was talking about. You put this up here, and you sat us down and said that up to 7 years imprisonment, and you were saying he wasn't going to get that. How do we suddenly get life?
Both of which he's pled guilty to, and he's pending the deep fakes. Really, this is about the deep fakes. And he's facing currently 12 years max under the guidelines. Now, mind you, as these additional counts pile on, if he was to get another count of obstruction, etc., it doesn't change the maximum, but it does push the minimum up closer to the max. So yes, additional counts, yes, they don't increase the max, but they increase the likely sentence. So his likely sentence keeps going up and up and up under the Korean sentencing guidelines. Currently, it's at 12, but we're going to talk about how it could get to life. So this
that's
is
the part I want.
Somali cycle. We've talked about this. If you're a fan of...
All right, I might have to
watching
skip
the
over
Ramsey Khalid Ismail trial, you know about this, but it's important to kind of refresh your memory. So what used to happen with Johnny Somali is he would act out, rage would ensue, nobody would cover it, and the heat would die down, he'd escape, and then go do it again. He'd be released out of the country, etc. Well, as we've been covering it,
let's flip over. Return trip. One black gets loose in Asia and they lose their shit. Imagine having millions of people in your country that don't have any respect for that. For shit. I mean, did he get loose or just act like, here's what it is. South Korea saw what happened to Japan and other places where Johnny Somali's pulled this shit before. Like he's talking about like your comment, it blends in perfectly with this PowerPoint, but Andrew's PowerPoint here is, and I love the cabbage in the middle because that's what he's going to be farming. His PowerPoint is absolutely right. So he, again, would pull this shit in Japan and other places. He would get away and he'd go do it somewhere else. South Korea finally went, no, we're not playing that shit here. You insulted and not defamed. I don't know. You molested, body gyrated on, like, on statues commemorating victims of sexual assault during World War II. So they don't play that shit. And yeah, they kind of threw everything at him. So I don't think it's quite like that, but yeah, they might not have gone as heavily on him if it was a first time thing. But in the case of South Korea, you know, his oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm stupid, oh, I'm just acting out, whatever excuses don't fly anymore because he used them in Japan. He used them in Thailand or wherever else he was doing this shit. So when he gets there, it's like, yeah, no, we're not buying this. We've seen this cycle. They have seen this cycle before, and they decided to do it this way.
We've been, seeing him act out, rage ensues. We cover it, it goes viral, and the pressure on him increases. Now, I have said, and I do commit myself to this, that I focus on the legal parts of this, not drama, not other stuff.
I'm sorry, you had yourself a nice little shoulder pat either. You don't focus on the drama, but let's not pretend like it ain't part of the fucking recipe, my friend.
Discord stuff. No, none of that. I'm focusing on the law. And today we're going to talk about the law. But what's very important here is that we are at the part in the cycle where he is very close to acting out. And there are a bunch of signals that show he's getting that itch. It's been months since
He can't act out. He really, really can't. I don't know if we've got an hour left in the program. I've got a lot of other stuff to cover. I don't want to just go through his 17-minute clip. South Korean workers hunker down in Georgia. U.S. raid on Hyundai deepens. What?
Right. And this was such a bad incident that the U.S. diplomat to Korea had to express regret.
Wait a minute. So how does the all right, now I've really got a question. How does the Johnny Somali tie into this
trial? And that would be a massive, massive error. We're going to talk about that today. So what are some of the factors here? Well, one of the big factors, this one ties into geopolitical events, is this immigration raid against Korean workers in Georgia. Now, why would that affect Korea? Why would it affect Johnny Somali? Let me explain this to you. So these South Korean workers in Georgia were subject to an ICE raid. And what happened with them is they were operating and working under impermissible visas. So in case you guys know, it's a little bit complicated, but people who live abroad like me and other folks know this very, very well. When you are somewhere, you need to make sure you are working under the right visa and doing the right type of work that you are authorized to do. So, for example, if you are authorized to teach English, you cannot go be a car mechanic. You are not authorized to do that. That's beyond the scope of your authorization. Now, some work authorizations are very broad. Some are more limited, for example, just to teaching. Others might get same thing you did to us in Georgia.
Many Americans working in Korea without work visas or earning under the wrong visa most likely targets as teachers, especially intentional. All right, I don't know where this is. I want to know how we Youth Sexual Protection Act. I guess no, that's not what we wanted to do. Can we Don't do it. Somali knows without question that the statute represents. Oh, wow. I don't. You know what? I'm not going to keep going with this. So apparently he's still fucking up and picking up speed. And he could get to indefinite. I'm going to have to check that out later. We have an hour left in the program, and I don't want to just roll on 17 minutes of Andrew Esquire's thing. I didn't realize that apparently what is it? The raid in Georgia. Georgia. Hey, Georgia. Don't his parents live in Alabama or whatever? Isn't he from the South, like as a region? Or second region in America? Whatever. Okay, so we'll leave that there. There was an earthquake in California, a magnitude 4.3 earthquake at San Francisco Bay Area, centered in Berkeley. A lot of people are saying it's because San Francisco was very upset at the Kimmel News, and so that was its protest. Ironically, after the San Francisco 4.3 earthquake, Kimmel got his job back. So think what you want, but my theory stands. So yeah, anyways, that's about all there is worth talking about. There hasn't been anything crazy going on with it. Monday's earthquake was the most powerful one to hit the Bay Area in 3 years, where a magnitude 5.1 ruptured underneath the sparsely populated hills of San Jose near Mount Hamilton on October 25th of 2022. So light shaking as defined by modified Mercalli intensity scale was felt Monday across Berkeley, Oakland, and San Francisco. The U.S. Geological Survey said other areas that saw light shaking include Albany, Alameda, San Leandro, Piedmont, Orinda, Lafayette. God, I can't read today. And Walnut Creek in Richmond. So yeah, just kind of the usual suspects. Magnitude 2.6 aftershock struck at 8:01 a.m. near Claremont and Ashby Avenues. So yeah, it shook, but nothing really happened. Obviously, if there was more damage, it'd be a bigger story. So there we go with that. Free speech doesn't mean, yeah, okay, so we're good. Just the chat's slowing down. We've got, what is it, less than? Let's check. We've got $10 or less than that in the goal to hit today between Rumble and Twitch. We'll probably knock it out. Then we're back to tomorrow's goal being up there. Our girl Digger will be with us in like a week, and God, do I miss her too. If nothing else, it's nice to be able to pitch into it. Fall in the ocean already and take Newsom with you. Dude, I wish it could be that way. Other than the fact that I have people I care about that live on that side of the country, I don't want anything bad to happen to them. I would hate people, fans of the show. I think West Coast Patriot Girl lives in the West Coast. So I wouldn't want anything to happen to them. But yeah, like, here's where it's weird. I'm looking at California, and I'm like, I grew up watching that. I grew up watching what is California, like, metastasize into where it gone. And now I'm looking at the state I live in, and I'm like, and I swear to Christ, it's like the same shit's happening here with slight variations. Like, we don't have like the movie industry or any big business like California has the movie industry, and we don't have any sort of like federal appeal like the Port of LA and that kind of stuff. But like, it's just similar shit. And how do we avoid it? I don't know that we can. But I know one thing, like Minnesota, especially with the fucking shit that just happened, the Feeding Our Future stuff, the handicap services thing, I just feel like we are getting way too close to being California, and I don't want to. Well, they have limited time to evacuate or get into the A-Team chopper and get to the chopper. Do it now. What are you waiting for? So yeah. Oh yeah. So I will You know what? I'll leave it up there because I might want to look into it more later. But yeah, so we've been covering the what is it? The Cracker Barrel thing. And so, and if you are an idiot or someone who doesn't pay attention to the internet, and you've been blessed with the ignorance of this, Cracker Barrel tried to update, tried to go woke. They went immediately broke in terms of the backlash and backpedaled 180. Trump assassination attempt. That is not at all. Anyhow, there is a, I guess I'll open image in new tab. Nope. Not to do that one. All right, there we go. There is a local chain in, where is this specifically? In Nashville. Steak and Shake is a competitor, and because of the crap that's happened, Steak and Shake put this billboard out, clearly calling out Cracker Barrel with the logo, style, and font and color scheme. So the billboard was put up by a man named Sadar Biglari, who runs Steak and Shake, Western Sizzlin', and Maxim Magazine. Oh, there's three things I didn't expect to see. Maxim Magazine, he runs that and is exactly the sort of stunt we would expect from him. For 14 years, our shareholders have rejected his self-serving campaigns against Cracker Barrel, launching personal attacks from billboards. To attempt to disrupt a business like Cracker Barrel is not what a serious or well-intentioned investors do, and not what Tennesseans expect or deserve. That's according to Cracker Barrel. It sounds like they're having a little bit of a fun time with it. People driving through West Nashville are seeing a billboard along Interstate 40 that says, "Fire the CEO." The billboard itself appears to resemble recent rebranded Cracker Barrel logo, which was reverted by the company following backlash. The restaurant's CEO, Julie Massino, has been facing backlash after the company made plans to change the logo and remodel some of the restaurants. However, the company quickly pulled back. Right. I don't care about Cracker Barrel anymore. I want to hear about this dude and his response to like they're calling him racist or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm a Tennessean. I agree with this billboard. Right? I think, like, honestly, if you're Cracker Barrel, you don't make a public statement denouncing that guy, because let's face it, more people are for that billboard than against. I feel like more people are for that billboard than against, if we're going to be honest about that billboard. The billboard was put up by a man named right. Shots fired. On Thursday, Steak and Shake came out and publicly admitted they were behind the billboard. Yes, we are responsible for this billboard. Cracker Barrel's board has failed its shareholders. It has spent over a decade fighting with one of its largest shareholders rather than collaborating for the good of the company. Cracker Barrel has been at the forefront of the DEI movement. At the same time, it has reduced food quality and burned millions on failed acquisitions. The board apparently has more regard for DEI than ROI. Now we are running a proxy contest at our own expense to fire the CEO. Biglari is doing the work left undone by the board. Fire the CEO, save Cracker Barrel. You know what? Steak and Shake. This is drama I could get behind. This is internet drama we can enjoy because it's not very real. Good afternoon, Johnny says, "Fuck you, dude." Hey, fuck you, dude. Good to see you. Good to see you. We have about an hour left in the program. You picked one hell of a time to join us. Thank you for being here. We've got, we got what? $10 left in the goal, and then we knock it out for today, and we call that a victory. And we come home with the big W. And we'd love to do that. So if you want to throw in on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, that would be awesome. But that is for tomorrow's goal. We'll see if we make it otherwise. But either way, like, subscribe, share that whole thing. We've talked about a bunch of stuff. You missed us talking about Johnny Somali. We broke the news. If you didn't know, fuck you, dude. Jimmy Kimmel's back. Jimmy Kimmel already got his job back, proving once again, if you decry the abuse and the end of free speech, you can get your job back. Unfortunately, none of those people will talk about the failure and problem with the loss of free speech with the dead guy. That part doesn't matter. The female CEO of Cracker Barrel is big friends with Kathleen Kennedy. Go figure. There's not a surprise. Been working. Sue me. Hey man, I'm saying welcome. Whoa. Literally do not give a shit. Says fuck you, dude. About Kimmel getting his job back. I'll say this: it has as much effect as him losing it had on me caring about Jimmy Kimmel Live. So I'll be grateful that I will have once again the occasional Jimmy Klimp to talk about. Clip, not Klimp. I don't even know if there are Klimps. So yes, the female CEO of Cracker Barrel being friends with Kathleen Kennedy, not a surprise. Cracker Barrel and Steak and Shake duking it out on social media, highly entertaining, and the kind of like lighthearted stuff I like to have than what we have. If Kimmel would just be funny, he wouldn't have nothing to worry about. Good luck, though. You know, you're not wrong. If Kimmel would just be funny. But I feel like he can't be funny anymore. The politics thing. That's where being political and shitting on stuff you did that might have been raw or edgy before. Like, no. You did stuff that was funny. Was it immature? Sure. Was it, it's not even racist. That's again, like, this is parody. That's why you're supposed to laugh at it. Racist is a hateful thing. Haven't watched actual live TV in years. I haven't watched live TV. Now I'm actually thinking, what's the last live television thing? Because I don't watch like live sports. So, yeah, I can't remember the last time I watched like a late night show. It's been a long time. Here's where The Daily Show, when we lost Jon Stewart, like his last show. I also had Arby's when he, which made it extra funny. Both Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon suck. But like I said, St. Caesar, Fallon, it's fair. Jimmy Kimmel was better than he used to be better than he is now. And he kind of went downhill. Fallon just like Icarus aimed for the sun, but it melted his wings. He just was not up to that. And now this is the best he can do. And he's made his peace with it, and he coasts. And he doesn't get overly political. We don't end up talking about him a lot because, again, he doesn't get overly political. There's no there. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't really call it live TV anymore when it's all behind multiple paywalls. Everything's pre-recorded. You know what the last live TV I watched was? Here's the live TV I watched. It's always live. Somebody unloaded a weapon somewhere because their viewpoint wasn't being respected. And I can say this, if we're just going to focus in the dramatic uptick that's happened in like the last 4 or 5 years, it seems like one group has been responsible. One ideological side has been responsible for the dramatic uptick in violence. Casey Chris, hey, how are you? My headphone is not working today. Can you reply me on chat? I appreciate it. No, I can't. I can't, Casey Chris, because I'm busy doing a show on multiple platforms. So I don't know why you'd want me replying to you in text. I know you don't hear any of this, which makes it kind of funny on my end. Hey, how are you? ? Like, I get it. And I get that you may not have noticed because it's not super duper active, but the chats are shared on the screen. So if you're on like YouTube or you're on Twitch, you know, you could talk to Casey. You can respond. I don't know that Casey will see them in the chat box, But if you're watching the chat box, I would hope you're watching the program. If one of you guys wants to kind of do that, feel free. It is a dangerous thing, though, to ask from this audience. We have ebbs and flows, higher numbers at different points. We've got about 45 minutes left in the program, so it's not our most active time. The only chat that's not on the screen, again, I know you don't hear any of this because your headphones aren't working. Only chat not on the screen is Fanatical Bucks fan pointing out. Rumble chat. Mark Norman says, since we can't agree on anything, we should vote on the next show. You know, that's not the worst idea I've heard. That's not the worst idea I heard. KC and Sunshine Band. What about KC and Sunshine Band? KC and Sunshine Band about what? There is a free soccer tournament that used to air on free TV, but now that is behind a paywall. That sounds like a lot. A free soccer tournament. Here's the worst thing. You should be paid to watch that sport. All right? I grew up and tried 3 sports as a kid, like to join teams and play sports when I was a kid. I tried soccer, and I promptly quit that shit because that's gay. I tried hockey, and I stuck with it all the way through high school. And football, and I played it for a little bit, and I realized I like football, but I'm not a good football player. So it was a bad fit, and we didn't do it. Just a good band, says Riding Dirty Llama. Well, thank you for that, Riding Dirty Llama. Happy to see you here. That is all, sir. Labglass saying, I come in peace. Peace is Johnny's face. See, this is one of the things where I'm glad. What's her name? I'm glad Casey Chris can't see that on the chat. Like, it's just very misleading, and I don't want that. That's a horrible rumor. But happy to see we're even if they're deaf and they can't hear us, we're slowly growing on Kick. I'm gonna have to start resizing my windows and getting Kick opened up at the beginning of every program, and we're gonna have to go to 4 windows on the side. Probably not anytime soon because Kick is super duper slow right now, but we will in the future. Good to be here too, says Riding Dirty Llama. Well, thank you. Happy you're here. We have 45 minutes left of the program. We've talked about a lot of stuff. I've already griped about my my difficulty doing these shows without Digger. I'm gonna have to complain to her. I'm gonna be like, you have to realize what your whole need for personal bonding time with your family has done to me, and how wrong of you it was to just spring that on me so suddenly. Like there was no warning, and now I'm just devoid. And that now we have Casey Chris, who I hope will be a long-term fan of the show. No idea who or what we're talking about. They don't know who Digger 420 is. So then why is soccer the most watched sport in the world, Johnny? Because it's poor, easy, cheap. If you can afford a ball, you can play soccer. All right, basketball, you have to have a ball. You have to have a somewhat concrete ground at the very least, like a solid surface, and you got to put up like basketball nets and shit. You got to have metal poles. I mean, soccer you can do with sticks. All right? Soccer is like remarkably, here's what soccer is, and I'm saying this as an enthusiast of the sport I'm about to call out. Soccer is the frisbee golf of professional sport. All right? Like you want to pretend it's a sport, but it really isn't. It's just a bunch of people running around kicking a ball. Long lost relatives is overrated. They're not long lost relatives. It's a family. It's an opportunity, man. It's an opportunity. Just get a recording of her laugh and play it after everything you say. It will be no different. She doesn't laugh at everything I say. She laughs at a lot of stuff. This is one of the reasons why we like each other. I make her laugh, and she likes to laugh, and her laugh makes me giggle. And so it's cyclical. We just enjoy making each other titter. Don't even need a ball, just an inflated goat stomach. Right, you can make the ball out of a sturdy balloon if you got the gumption. It's a sport for poor people. Buzkashi takes a dead goat and horses. Do you know how invested you got to be in that? In soccer, what's the biggest item line expense? Shoes? Oh. Well then, get a real doll designed to look like her, and you got a replacement. St. Aaron, do you know how expensive that would be? Why would, like, here's the thing. Why would I want a real doll when I can just have the real person? Like I get it if I had some sort of, how shall we say, infatuation or attraction to a person, like, say, just naming names. I'm not making a thing of this. Just like, say, Angelina Jolie. Like, I could get, like, oh, well, you get a real doll because you'd never have a shot with that lady in a million years. But why would I get a real doll of a real person that I have pretty much impressed already? I just make the real thing work. And on that subject, how bad is it going to get when incels start having, like, real dolls of, like, fucking just drop dead gorgeous supermodels in their basement, and they suddenly think they know a thing or two about a thing or two because they have their latex girlfriend at home. I don't want to live in that world. Why would Johnny want to do that, says Riding Dirty Llama. Right? If Brian didn't work, he could co-host. Well, Brian, the science, huge supporter of the show, has got a lot going on. And, I've been doing this without a co-host pretty much since I started. When, says Mr. Q. What? Don't tell me we're already there. This is what they... Oh, no, he did. He did. I said don't do it, and there's a lag, so he didn't know, and he said... No. That is so disappointing. I'm going to be... I don't feel good about that. That's so... Ugh. Look, oh. Because there's going to be people who have no manners, no hygiene, and it's fine if you want to live that way. I'm not going to condemn you for that. Hell, I'm a gamer. Part of me understands. But you should be, again, you should, like, this is one thing that I learned in the long-term relationship with my daughter's mother. You should have a daily, like, I guess, ironically enough, like a smell test. Like, you should walk past someone and they go, oh, like, to remind you, you're letting that go and it should be dealt with. And I guarantee you that those people will never have that. And those poor latex dolls. Like, does latex absorb smells? The level of flop sweat. Johnny, have you ever tried the new Skate game? No. I don't really care about Skate. I liked Tony Hawk for the story mode, and of all the remakes they've done with Tony Hawk, they have not done the remaster of Tony Hawk Underground with the Pro Skater story mode. And until they do that, like, I'm kind of done. Skateboarding games. Skateboarding games are button mashing games for people who think fighting is lame and gay. Because that's all we're doing. We're button mashing to balance and do the tricks. Nah, I don't care. The Japanese have really been perfecting the doll more and more. Oh, yeah, because they know there's an entire country of American fucking incels that will buy those like hotcakes. So it's not going to go well for us. We are live on all three programs. I did not pin the PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs stuff to Kick. I am going to have to start really making Kick a part of the thing. Just play Journey's Huggin', Touchin', and Squeezin' after the stream, Johnny, when you think of Digger to clean your mind. Underground is next, but what do they put with it? I's always a 2-game bundle. There were like 2 Underground games. Plus, I feel like if it has the storyline stuff, like the Create a Skater story mode, there's so much in that. There is so much in that. So, you know, and either way, like I said, I don't know that I care too much. I loved playing Underground because of, one, I was a huge Papa Roach fan at the time, still like Papa Roach. But yeah, like I was playing Skate into Papa Roach and all the music, like the music was great. And back then my thumbs could move really fast. This is something that the World of Warcraft streaming this Sunday and the World of Warcraft playing I've been doing has shown me. I'm really hoping the ivermectin really takes things up a notch because my hands don't move as well as I'd like them to. So I don't even know that I could. Like, I don't know that I could hit the inputs fast enough and enough. I feel like I would be all right at first, like I am when I play any game. I'm great at first, but my fingers are going to start slowing down, and we got a problem there. Probably challenging to get a boner. What? How much leg is left on the girl with no legs? Oh, dear Lord. Would you rather have no legs and no arms? How about not? Okay, make that with the no. Yeah. That's weird. That, you know what? There's times where I'm very glad, and this is one of them. Very glad Rumble is its own chat, because I'd hate to have that linger on the screen. You know, I remember Skate or DOE on the Nintendo, says Riding Dirty Llama. What was the game where you had the jet skis? Ivy's mom loved playing that, and she was good at it too. And I loved that game. I would say my all-time favorite game for the younger stuff it's got to be GoldenEye. Jet Set Radio. It wasn't Jet Set Radio. Shake or Die was sweet. I don't know what Shake or Die was. Oh, you mean Skate or Die? I don't know. Summer Olympics is Riding Dirty Llama. No, it was some sort of wave racer game. I can't remember. I don't think it was Jet Set Radio. Rusty Grammar. We don't want to be on the screen for a valid reason. Dear Lord, the discussion that's happening. Yeah, I'm glad the discussion that's happening. I also, I've noticed Wild Saffron. I'm starting to think Wild Saffron only hangs out here for Digger, and now that she's not here, like Wild's gone, and that hurts. PreyX12 saying good afternoon, Johnny. Good afternoon, PreyX12. Welcome to the program. We've got 30 minutes left. You picked one hell of a time to join us as we're coming in kind of for a landing. Like we've got call the ball. What balls? But yeah, we've got the runway in sight. We're about to bring this baby in here. About 30 minutes or so left. $10 for tomorrow's goal. Probably made that with Rumble and Twitch already. So we're probably on to Wednesday. But we'll see where we go from there. If you want to throw in on Twitch, YouTube, or Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, all of those, I'll double check. I haven't gotten any vavuvs, which means more than likely we're fine. And I've got to talk to them. That's got to be a thing. All right. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Where are we? Me. And then there we go. All right, we're good. Was it Wave Race? I think it was. No, Wave Race 64 was the Nintendo 64. This was for PlayStation. Thank God Johnny is here. World's getting crazy, bro. Dude, we have covered quite a few things of the world getting crazy. People unloading on ABC stations for Jimmy Kimmel not being on the air. Jimmy Kimmel's suspension being just a suspension. Yeah, then we have like Israel invading Qatar, if you want to get like real shit going on. There's a lot. There is a hefty amount of stuff. So I played Bubble Bobble the other day. So fun. That sounds interesting. Never had. Rexstart, literally Wave Race 64. You had it. Wave Race 64? Jet Moto sounds right. Jet Moto sounds right. That's why Jet Set Radio sounded similar. Jet Moto sounds right. I think it's Jet Moto. I still play Mario. Dude, I want my daughter to play Mario Kart with me so effing bad. It hurts. Like, it hurts me as an adult that she won't play Mario Kart with me. I want my daughter to play Mario Kart with me. I was going to ask about super tips, but you aren't a... Yeah, I don't do super tips. There's let's just put it to you this way. There's a variety of reasons why, from like just variety of practical reasons why I would say, you know what, just not worth the risk. After all, there are more direct ways to donate anyway. And my voice crack isn't enough. There is a Mario Maker game for PC that I play. Yeah, I'm not that into Mario. I don't mind Mario too much. I just like Mario Kart, and I want my daughter to play Mario Kart with me. But she won't. And the worst part is, it's not even like I'd kick her ass. She's good, okay? She's winning games without even like, I can't see, like she's not even looking. And she's smoking the competition. And I'm like, all right, you're obviously not playing online because that sort of won't fly. And you're obviously playing against AI opponents, but you're winning against the game. Like now it's like, all right, well, let's jump in the ring and throw a few. And she won't. And I'm like, oh, Mario wheelchair, go. Yes, Saint Caesar, I can't run actual laps with my daughter. I can't drive an actual go-kart with her, but I can do Mario Kart. Unless I can get hand-controlled go-karts. That would be cool. Go-karts with levers. If you could get your OG Nintendo fixed, you and Digger could play Duck Hunt. I mean, okay. Thank you. Completely weird left field. We don't even live together yet. We're working on being in the same zip code. Slightly bigger issues than playing Duck Hunt. And no offense, there's already a shooter game the two of us want to play together. I want to play House of the Dead Overkill on Wii with her. I have the Wii pistol adapters, and fuck Duck Hunt. House of the Dead Overkill. I'm going to say this now. You can kiss my ass. House of the Dead Overkill, way better than Duck Hunt. Way, way better than Duck Hunt. House of the Dead Overkill, way more fun than Duck Hunt. Every day of the week. Let's we have a couple of this. We did the Johnny Small thing. Oh, dude, I still have the third hour stuff. So we still have some stuff to talk about. Before we get into that, let's go to Himalayan fireworks in the Himalayas spark outrage, forcing outdoor brand Zertic to apologize. Where's the video of this? I want the video. Or is this the video? I want the video, you dicks. No. You took the video down. Now you just have a still picture. That noise. I want the video. Himalayan fireworks. Let's see if we can pull it up on YouTube. I am fucking hungry all of a sudden. Jesus. Oh, wait. No. What the fuck? No. Search. Himalayan. Himalayan fireworks. Let's go there. Here we go. So why do they have to apologize? Oh.
A fireworks display in the Himalayas of Tibet is now under investigation by China.
China.
Used for a promo for sports apparel company Arc'teryx, video from the display shows dozens of fireworks launched in sequence across the region in the shape of a dragon. The display, designed by the same Chinese artist who oversaw fireworks at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
All right, that's just a rainbow dragon. What? Buddy, I love you. But well, can you plow your dogs like quietly? Like just for today. No, I'm just saying just stop yowling while you do it. You know for a fact that I have like 20 minutes left here and then we're out and I'm gonna make some popcorn, pet a cat, and chill until my daughter comes down here. And then I'm gonna hang out with her until she goes back upstairs, and then I'm gonna probably play WoW because I gotta get some week quests put in, like end of week, because the resets tomorrow. You know what? You're right. It doesn't matter. It's as gay as this rainbow dragon. I say that, but
promo sparked online criticism, with people accusing the company of failing to uphold its eco-friendly promise.
What do you mean? They detonated a bunch of super fun, colorful explosives. How is that not eco-friendly? I'll tell you this. I bet those cows loved it. Get after it, Al. Don't let Johnny get you down. I'm not trying to get him down. I'm just saying, can't he hump his dog quietly? I've got a show to do for another 25 minutes. I'd just fucking let it go. Trump voice. I love China. I love what they're doing. They're doing great. I don't know. They're going again. I feel like, and what is this? Arc'teryx, your logo is very confusing. Am I looking at a person or a dog or like part of a motorcycle? What? I don't like the weird Rorschach that I have on my screen. What is this image?
Some even called for a boycott of the sportswear brand. Arc'teryx has since issued an apology, as well as the artist, both vowing to cooperate with the environmental investigation.
Also, I have a question. Can China really get pissed off if two Chinese guys did this? Again, the guy that put this together was a Chinese guy that you guys had at the Olympics. You can't hide the truth, China. We know you have dragons. You've been celebrating them for years, says Jelly for the smelly. That's a skinwalker, bro. Who's a skinwalker?
Into any ecological or local wildlife impact. The company says, we've heard your concerns and we share them, and the move was not in line with its values.
Right, but you waited till after, like you made all of these explosives and you put all this shit in the air, and then you went, yeah, guys, this wasn't really eco-friendly, and that's not like our value. Again, I feel like you should have, checked your values before you set off the explosives.
Chinese state media says the region has a fragile ecosystem, and environmentalists say the fireworks and subsequent smoke may have harmed it. Some social media users have said an apology isn't enough and called...
An apology isn't enough. You turned an entire mountainside into a giant multicolored caterpillar. I am going to say this. If you were on acid, that must have been so fucking cool. That's what it looks like under infrared when a crop dust at TGE supermarket. You crop dust the supermarket, Los Federales? So where's the high point? Like the dairy section? 3 ingredients of gunpowder and go. Saltpeter? Charcoal? I don't know. Since when does China care about the environment? That's also a good question.
For the company to be held responsible for any environmental harm uncovered in the probe. Arc'teryx says it used all biodegradable materials in the explosions.
So if it's biodegradable, then what's the harm to the environment? Harm to the environment would have to come from dyes and free radicals that could not be digested or in some way toxic. If they're biodegradable, then that makes it sound like they're just going to break down and nobody's going to give a shit.
For more on this story, you can download the Straight Arrow.
No, I'm not downloading. I don't have the RAM for that. LMAO is right. Since when does China? Someone's going to get Charlie over this. An apology is not enough. Over. I certainly hope not. Hot take. I would not like to see anyone else Charlie Kirked. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle. Doesn't matter for what. I would like to not see anyone Charlie Kirked, as you put it. Is it copper or zinc that makes the green color in fireworks? That, my friend, would be zinc. Yeah, zinc, because that's what pennies are made out of that turn green. They start out copper, they turn green. It's because of the zinc. I'm pretty sure it's the zinc. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time. Saltpeter, charcoal, sulfur. You're welcome. Hey, man, chemistry was a while ago, and I completely not related to high school. Working with somebody who was doing special effects stuff at the time, I got to play with a lot of black powder when I was in my teens. Fun times. Completely did not know the saltpeter, charcoal, sulfur thing. I remembered the saltpeter. So a lot of people don't even realize saltpeter is a thing. So there you go. Copper is blue then. Yeah, probably. Or maybe not, because isn't the Statue of Liberty copper and it turned green? You know what? I'm not a good person to ask. I believe it's copper that burns red, zinc burns green, Wu-Tang is forever. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Thank you, Los Federales. Good to see you, buddy. We're 10 minutes from a 420 burn. We've got that ready there. Unless I end up having to like double up with a hype train or something, we should be fine. We've got 20 minutes left in the program. A lot of stuff left to talk about. I haven't even loaded our third hour stories, and some of it is just hilarious. So we'll go ahead and get that. Johnny Somali might be facing life in prison. I'm going to look into that more later. And what else do we cover? Jimmy Kimmel, it turns out, going to probably get his job back. So, all the people that went as far as to say shoot just blindly at a news station. Don't worry, he's not losing his job. We've got a few things to cover from the third hour just to fill 20 minutes though. So, I mean, we've got a lot to cover, but I'm gonna do a few that I really want to get to. There's some I want to get to more than others. So we'll make sure to squeeze that all in. Now, bonus question, Johnny. Mixing ratio. Oh, fuck. I'm going to say 2 parts charcoal and sulfur to 1 part saltpeter. I don't like mixing ratios because that's how you get half-breeds. Again, it's been a long time since I been a long time. Should have left you without a dope. I got that stupid song from that Aaliyah song from fucking Romeo Must Die. It's been stuck in my head for months. I knew Digger hadn't seen Romeo Must Die. And I'm like, dude, if you enjoy fun movies, if you like interesting twists, Romeo Must Die is probably one of the best Romeo redo movies that there's ever been, because you can't tell that it's a Romeo movie. You have to point out like, oh no, that is, see, and that's so and so, and see, that role's kind of so and so, and it's a lot better, and it's one of Jet Li's favorite things. And then Aaliyah's gone, so it's not like the greatest film of all time, but it's a good movie, and she'd never seen it, so I made her watch it, and now fucking song stuck in my goddamn fucking head. I can't get it out of there. Anyways, so we have a couple of different things I do want to talk about. We do have some animal videos, Mr. Q. I know how you like those. We have people that are getting IG Nobel Prizes. I don't know what IG Nobel Prizes are. Improbable Science. The Annals of Improbable Science announced this year's slate of IG Nobel Prize winners, including researchers who painted cows like zebras and a team who analyzed the pizza preferences of lizards. I feel like nobody should get awarded this shit. All right? No, but that's not an award. Like, you looked into that. Nobody asked for that. In fact, we should have more questions about that. We also have a story about an interesting sport. A Vermont competition is kind of like bringing history back. By the way, this is no way a sign of a first world decline when you have an ad.
Comcast Business can help turn your...
No, fuck off. This is no way a sign of a societal decline when you're like, hey guys, maybe we should start going back to, throwing spears with a stick, also known as the addle-addle. Now, I have a question. I did kind of spoil it. Has anyone here in the chat, maybe Mr. Q, isn't Romeo Must Die the one with Jet Li in it? Yes. Jet Li and Aaliyah. And in my opinion, like, better than any other, like, Romeo spin-off or Romeo remake, whatever. They took the premise of Romeo and Juliet and they worked it in around other stuff, and it's just great. It's just a great movie. It's not like it's not world-changing. It's fun. They did the whole, like, it was one of the first uses of, like, skeletal effects to see, like, bones breaking and stuff. It's fun. It's just a fun movie. And Jet Li and Aaliyah just had cute chemistry together. Those two just just a little black chick. I love my little Asian boy. And it's just like, it was fun. It was fun. Zebra cows. Why? I like my milk the way it is, as Mr. Q. I don't, again, they painted the cows like zebras. Can painting a cow change its milk color? I feel like if that's the case, we got a problem. I sharpened my sticks and stones. What's the question? Oh, the question is, have you ever fired an addle-addle? I have in anthropology class in high school. I sucked at it, but apparently Vermont is having an addle-addle competition, and I feel like this whole competition is just so that way we could be like, kind of get the skills ready because we're about to go third world on this after all the bombs go off. Oh.
We are at an addle-addle competition. It's the 30th annual. I've been coming here since 2006 when I was in college at Franklin Pierce University, and we had a little addle-addle team.
Addle-addle. All right. Like, again, guys, then there's a bobcat. Why wouldn't you just, no offense, the addle-addle is, again, like an early, Jet Li is adorable. You can just him in your pocket. Have you seen, like, recent Jet Li? Did I hear you say recently, Johnny, that you played Mortal Kombat 1? If so, how was it? It was great until my thumbs got sore. It was fun. I played all the way through all the story. I have more to play of it. It was fun, but my thumbs burn out. So that's where I'm at with, like, fighter games and Devil May Cry, where I'm like, anything that's going to require, even World of Warcraft, I had to step back from WoW because of my thumbs, because I couldn't fucking button mash. And they fixed that with the one-button assist system, and now I'm back to... you know what? We should do this over here. They fixed it with the one-button assist system, and now I'm back to playing WoW again. And I'm not number one on that DPS meter, but I'll tell you this: I'm certainly holding my own and doing a decent job, and that makes it makes the game fun for me again. So I'm glad to be there. Better throw it harder than that. I doubt I'm breaking through a tough skin with that. And that's the other thing, Mr. Q. Like, the addle-addle was used before the invention of the bow. Like, why can't we just use a bow and arrow? It seems like it'd be a way more effective hunting method. Johnny, what's your score on Dance Dance Revolution? Ha! They don't let wheelchairs. That game is so racist. Dance Dance Revolution needs to be brought in and held up on, what's the thing for handicapped people? Where they need to make it, whatever, like, handicap friendly. Riding the dirty llama. Pay attention, guys. Don't think you can escape pulling a prank on that mommy when she pitches that addle-addle in your back. Right? You got to have her, like, hold on before you get... You know what? We've got, like, 2 minutes to 4:20. How much time is left in this video? They got, like, a minute left in this video. I kind of want to delay for a minute and let the 4:20 minute burn out while I want to see a few more of these people, like, throw and suck. Microsoft released their adaptive controllers. Looks good. What do you mean adaptive controller? And again, that changes 0 for me with a lot of games. I can't keep hitting the buttons. Like, so if I have to hit multiple buttons, it becomes a problem. That's why the one button assist on WoW, that's why I'm able to make that work. I can do one button on my mouse, and if my mouse thumb starts having trouble, I can do one button on my little half board. And so again, I don't want all my games dumbed down that way. In World of Warcraft, it used to be very do this, do this, do this, do that. Now there's a whole lot of, well, if you build yourself this way, you use this rotation and you this way. And so I like the one button assist. There's just too many shinies and my brain goes blah, 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 and my thumbs can't keep up. So I don't know how Microsoft is going to do anything to help any of that. All right. Anyways, let's go. Ladies, lady taking her kid to the Adelaide competition, teaching her kid how early on how important it is to be a good stick pitcher.
That the anthropology club started.
It's always
It's
always the fucking anthropology club. Like the archery club never goes, hey guys, let's take you back to the original archery device, the atlatl. It's always, hey guys, you know what's really cool? Old stuff that's like dead and gone. Atlatl.
Throw an atlatl my freshman year of college. There we go.
The atlatl is a stick by which you can throw another stick. The stick is...
All right. Nope. We need your definition, sir.
Before the bow and arrow. Oh yeah, you got the sound. This is my 2-year-old daughter, and she was just throwing some atlatls. My 4-year-old, she's been throwing.
Nope.
All of my kids, they've been throwing since they were about her age. It's accessible, but it also
many different languages, but
here we go.
Called the atlatl in the Aztec language.
No, I don't care.
The atlatl is a stick by which you can throw another stick. The stick is...
Again, the atlatl is a stick by which you can throw another stick. So, you know, if you're worried you don't have, like, the arm strength to really give her, you can use an atlatl. It's like using a javelin with a launch board. It is interesting and was useful in the time it was invented until a new invention came around known as the bow. Now, going to the atlatl when you can use a bow is like saying, hey, guys, pencils are a really big pain in the ass. You know what's nice? Mining chalk. We get it, Johnny. You play special needs games. Good on you, says Shane. I do. I play special needs games because I have special needs. One of them is a growing need. I got to wrap this show up in 9 minutes and beeline for the bathroom. I need to pee me something fierce.
It's called the atlatl in the Aztec language.
For a second, because of the gut, I thought that was my dad, and then I was like, nope, that man's remarkably skinnier than my father. Yeah, the atlatl in the Aztec language. In the rest of the world's language, it's known as the lamest invention ever, and it was quickly... Again, I can't believe the Aztecs didn't conquer anybody with their atlatls.
The atlatl was used all around the world, many different languages, but basically a spear thrower.
Yes, a spear thrower. And we've gotten to the point of we're going to make this high-tech version of throwing spears. When, again, I feel like a bow and arrow could quite easily do this.
we get to...
Johnny plays poop ball. No, that sounds gross. Of course, trust a white guy to tell you about the Aztecs. Well, you can't trust any of the Aztecs. They're so tight-lipped about everything.
Use the same weapons that were used 15,000 years ago all over the world. This came before the bow and arrow. Oh, yeah.
No offense. No offense, but her shot was wide. Her shot was wide. And that, like, dude, I'm sorry. You're telling me primitive man was able to use this to hunt?
This came before the bow and arrow.
That thing flew sideways for a second. The thing went up and it spiraled and then it stuck and she hit the very corner of the target. I'm sorry, that buffalo got away and your family has now died of dysentery. Oh, wait. Did I just mix the atlatl and the Oregon Trail? Kind of. I feel like I'm sorry. I just mixed the atlatl and the Oregon Trail. I'm sorry. A sling and a rock, better weapon. Right, a sling and a rock, or like I said, just make a bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah. You got the sound. This is my 2-year-old.
No offense, ma'am. It's not about the sound, right? The sound is great, but it's about sticking the target. We got this earlier where you, again, are a mom who makes bad decisions and teach your children to throw sticks at targets. They never made a Nerf version, so it sucks. The Nerf now and Arrow, way cooler. Yeah. Speaking of which, all right, so like I've got to get this moving thing figured. We've got to get something going. And if my legs start working better, I can DJ, I can make some money, I can do all that. If I can get my own place with my daughter to have her own room, my daughter is going to have. I've decided this. I'm not consulting her. Like a good parent, I'm making this decision. I want her to have a Nerf arsenal. I will donate blood, semen, whatever, to round up the funds, and I will Nerf arsenal the god of that kid. Sounds like a noise a Pokemon would make. What, the stick?
Old daughter, and she was just 4-year-old. She's been throwing, and all of my kids, they've been.
Where's their dad? Now I have questions. You brought all the kids. Is it just because dad needed the time off? Is he just sitting at home with like his balls out because there's nobody there? Like, because please tell me dad's part of the equation.
Throwing since they were about her age. It's accessible, but it also feels like you could actually do some harm to an animal because.
Yeah, it was a hunting device. And again, not the best one, but yeah, you can. I can throw 30 stones in the time she said through that stick. Do the math. It's a lot of stones. But are the stones doing a lot of damage? Speaking of blood and semen, Metallica's album covers for Load and Reload albums were made by mixing blood and semen. Hey, bonus question, Los Federales. What type of blood? For those of you that like tinfoil hats, this doesn't say messages at all. What type of blood? And here's the one that I've never asked that I don't want to know. Where'd they get the semen? Like, I'd hate to think that, like, you know what? I don't want to know.
That's actually what these were used for. I think it's
not with that girl throw. Right, not with that girl throw. You're not getting shit with that. Plus, you guys are remarkably close to the target. I feel like the animal might get spooked by your presence in the time it takes you to walk up with this javelin from 5 feet away.
It's just a low-pressure sport. Really, really fun. And we come every year and set up and have a good day.
I will say this, having done that, when you do actually get the throw, like when you learn the right amount of lift it up, push it forward, and then put that momentum in there to fling it, whew, that feels like an accomplishment. The artist provided the semen for those, and I'm guessing period blood. Nope, goat's blood. They used goat's blood. They used goat's blood on Load and Reload. They used goat's blood both times, and it has nothing to do with Baphomet. So, yeah, I have no idea. What are you talking about? Sorry, I blacked out for a minute. What did I say? I want to know who the bad guys are. I will never forget their faces. What? Nobody should ever be Kirk. Speech should be free. Let the enemies expose themselves. Right. When people tell you how crazy they are, that's beneficial. And it's, again, here's what I'm saying to the people like, oh, Charlie Kirk said this. He said this. He was a hateful person this way or that way. Right. And so you think these people should be less public about their beliefs or more? Because I'll tell you, their beliefs probably going to stay the same either way. And at a certain point, if their beliefs aren't being respected or enforced, they're going to push for it. And they're certainly going to agree with and do things that respect or enforce their beliefs. So I'm all for people exposing their beliefs. Then I know what you're looking for. Then I know where you're going. I said this about someone else. I said this about the latest fraud scandal in Minnesota. They were remarkably honest thieves. They flat out lied and took the money. They were remarkably straightforward about what they were doing, just doing it for the money. They weren't trying to hustle the system to make a buck. They weren't leaving paper trails that confused people? No. Upon minor inspection, not even close, upon close inspection, remarkably obvious what we're doing. We're just flat out lying and taking the money. It's remarkably honest liars. What symbolism? Give back those shades. You can see them now. I can see what? I like the shades. They protect me from, here's what it is. They hide my super identity. I'm like Superman with these glasses on. I just seem like a stupid cripple shooting the shit on the internet. And if I take them off, you'll understand I'm super cripple, the guy who can't go anywhere quickly. So it's just, that's all it is. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for being cool, everyone. Great show. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Q. We're going to get going. As you pointed out, it is the end of the program. I will be back tomorrow. I'm on Aaron's show tomorrow morning on Steel Toe Program. Join us on this or any other program that I'm on. Like, subscribe, share, all of that. We'll see where our goals at if we're knocked out for tomorrow. Hopefully are. And, yeah. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. Privilege and a pleasure. See yourselves out. Be well. And the opposite of Clark Kent. Very true. Very true. Au revoir, everyone. Sorry about that.
Hey world, what should we do? All the jokes have become the news. Take the black pill they're prescribing you. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. There is nothing to say, nothing you can do. The government and media just lie to you. Sit back and laugh, it's overdue. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The host is a cripple, he can't stand gravity or the man. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The show is the chat Johnny doesn't understand. We don't care.